Welcome to another episode of the Comic Cinema Crew, where this week we'll be talking about episode 1 and 2 of Hawkeye from Disney Plus that just came out this week. Obviously, you know our usual suspects, and this is, of course, on the BigMike and LittleAnt channel. Ain't that right, LittleAnt?
Yes, sir. We are looking forward to do this thing, but joining us as usual for the Comic Cinema Crew is Dave and Chris, and also E-Money will be joining us soon.
All right. What's up, fellas?
Morning.
Morning indeed.
Right. So this is, of course, the Comic Cinema Crew. So we are all heavy, big comic cinema fans. So everything that comes out, whether it's a TV show or a movie, we will be watching it and talking about it. So, of course, this week is Hawkeye, as I said before, episode 1 and 2. So right away, guys, how interested were you in watching this show, Chris?
I'm honestly not a real big fan of Hawkeye, and I was surprised I enjoyed this as much as I did.
Dave?
You already know, bro. I've been chomping at the bit since I heard the show was coming out. Glad it finally came here, and I'm glad it also kind of snuck up on me because we've been getting kind of spoiled with a bunch of Marvel stuff coming out. So after Eternals, it didn't seem like it was that far away before Hawkeye dropped. So I'm like, yo, I kind of love it. So yeah, I was very excited for this.
We're very spoiled.
Yes, especially now.
Were you a big Hawkeye fan, Dave?
Oh yeah, huge. Especially from the comics, especially with Ronin days, especially in the House of M. Like, that's another storyline for another time. Hopefully they get to do some version of it on screen before I go. But yeah, man, big Hawkeye fan always.
All right. How excited are you for the show? Are you a big Hawkeye fan?
I think I'm just like Chris. Wasn't a Hawkeye fan. Wasn't looking forward. Wasn't excited about the show, but I'm locked in, so I'm gonna watch every single thing they do. All the Disney stuff. Wants to shout out Mr. Urban World, and he said he's probably going to jump out in a little bit because he's always a little behind. But we thank you for popping in, so that's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yes, man.
Wasn't excited for the show at all, but it was just on the list. That's all. It's just on the list.
Gotcha. And of course, for me, it's like Dave. Everything's on the list when it comes to the stuff. So
yes.
I miss not a beat of anything. And
you were laughing. You were laughing at some of the Marvel stuff I've watched.
Were you excited to see it? And are you a Hawkeye fan?
I was a bigger fan than a lot of people are. I know people downplay him because of his lack of powers and stuff like that.
Right.
But I think because of like Dave with the comic, and then for me watching him in some of the Marvel Avengers cartoons, I kind of like Hawkeye a lot, even though this version of him is not the same.
Yeah.
Was I excited to see it? I kind of was, only because it doesn't matter. I'm excited for all of them. So it's kind of like they're kind of equal to me. I don't get more excited than one than the other. When it comes to the shows, movies are different, obviously. So
yeah.
But this show though, let's get right into it. So it does start out. It has a December Christmas theme, which is perfect time to put it out this time of year. So that was pretty cool. And Mr. Irv's so funny. But
I'm gonna try that sandwich.
Hockey McDonald's. I'm about to go there.
I get it after the show today.
Away, baby.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go.
Wait, what is it? Deluxe spicy
chicken sandwich.
Spicy crispy chicken, man. I want to try it.
Okay, I got you. So the show is called Hawkeye. Here's the twist. We start out with Kate Bishop in the show. Now, I know some people didn't know who Kate Bishop was, and they got to know her more with the Avengers game, i.e. Ant and stuff like that.
Yep.
But we do start out and we go back to 2012 Avengers 1. And we see her with her family, her mom and dad, and they replay the scene from Avengers 1. But this time, we see it from her POV, and we see that she is actually saved by Hawkeye in that whole scene. So how'd you like that flashback, Chris, and them going back and showing her POV?
Well, Kate Bishop is an all-star. She's gorgeous, and she makes a very good Kate Bishop. As far as that scene, like I said before, it's always cool to see the invasion of New York from different angles and different perspectives. Like, it was cool seeing it in when they were collecting the gems and going back in time and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was pretty dope seeing it from a different perspective. Yeah, I like that.
Real quick, before anybody else moves on, about that scene that he just mentioned, the one from Endgame, right? Y'all all seen that scene, right? Where Hulk beat the hell out of that alien. Did y'all see the other alien run? Turn around and run?
Yeah, I did notice.
That's one of the funniest things in that whole movie to me. He watched what happened to the other alien and dipped. Like, that's
he didn't want none of that.
Yeah, he didn't want no smoke. But yeah, go ahead, yo. Sorry.
I want to put up his comment here, Sir John. Not this one, the other one.
Wait, the first one?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'll let you do it. Put up, that one.
Yeah.
So
I didn't read it too much. I didn't know if he was diving too much into it, but he said, "Hey boys, how are you? My main issue with the Hawkeye is very forgettable. I watched 3 times." Okay, so
yeah, but we'll do that, whatever like that. But he says it's forgettable. Interesting, Dave. The first scene, a flashback to Avengers 1. Her POV. What do you think about that part?
I loved it, yo. I loved it. I wish they would have showed what happened to her father. Because now it leaves it kind of like an open-ended book. You didn't see him anywhere in that room.
I think they might go back to that at some point.
Yeah, it leaves it as kind of an open-ended book. Whether he actually died or not, period, altogether. I don't know. But that being said, but they inferred he died when she was at the funeral. But sometimes you have funerals and you don't bury a body. Sometimes the body's not recoverable, but you still had that funeral. So it's comic books. I'll leave it there. But I like Chris said, I love how they go back. And they basically marry the show to existing events.
Cool how they
it makes it feel like it already
in.
happened, and you're watching it from their point of view, and you're watching the birth of the hero. It's dope. So,
okay, Ed, the first scene.
So because I wasn't even interested in this, because Hawkeye to me is a lackluster character because he has no powers. But I'm locked in on the whole Marvel universe. So and the shows because they're on Disney, not Netflix. So once the show started and they started off that way, I was like, yo, my wife was working and she had her head down and I'm like, yo, and she looked up like, what? And I'm like, it's just the like you guys said, they married it in, and that was really cool for me. So that was cool. I mean, it started what I like to me is kind of underdog, right? Like I'm like, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, but the show started off. I'm like, all right, let's go. So,
hold up, Ant, you ever heard of the Punisher?
Yeah.
He ain't got no powers either. You think he garbage?
I like the Thomas Jane movie, but he's still trash. But that movie was cool. I'm just a power guy, you know.
What about the Netflix Punisher though? How about my man?
He hasn't seen it, yo.
He didn't see any of them. But listen,
he has.
Before we get into that rabbit hole again,
yeah.
Have you ever played with Kate and Hawkeye in the game, Anthony? That all?
Yeah. They're pretty cool. But I don't stay with them. Like, I'm probably gonna level them up. I want to max out every character, and literally they're the last 2. Like I've been going down the line. And when they first came out, I used Kate Bishop. Then they brought Hawkeye. I used him, and their stories and everything was cool. But and they're cool characters. I mean, the way they fight and everything. It's a video game, so it's like they're really cool. But they're still gonna be like my last ones I level up. I probably level up Hawkeye and then level up Kate Bishop last.
Gotcha. I was just asking.
Yeah,
we ain't gonna go down a Netflix hole again. But I will say this before we do that. This show, before I even get into the whole rest of it, I think it plays. You wouldn't know this, Ant, but to me, it plays more like one of the Netflix shows than the ones that's been on Disney.
Yes, it does.
So far, stuff like that. So
yeah,
but
it has that perfect pacing to it.
Yeah.
So there was blood and death too. So
So moving forward though, we also do see in that scene, besides her, I guess getting her inspiration from Hawkeye. We also do. Yeah, that was pretty cool. We also see this relationship between, I guess, her mom and her dad, and her dad obviously dies. Did y'all get any vibes from her mom right away in that first scene?
Yo,
well, I knew she was going to be of some importance because again, I read the comics.
Well, I knew she was going to be some importance because they used the lady from the Conjuring series. Like I was like, yo.
See, I see you call her the lady from the Conjuring. I call her the lady from Running Scared with Paul Walker, but.
What movie?
She should Running Scared. You ever Running Scared?
That movie is so good, bro.
I never
I
saw
don't
it.
think so.
You would like that actually. That's
You would actually love
my
it.
list.
Put it on your list. Running scared.
Okay.
Actually. So, but, all right. So the next scene that we do go to I believe it's an adult Kate at this point.
Oh, real quick. Is Running Scared the movie with the little kid next door that was having issues?
Yes.
Okay, I seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny seeing her younger looking and like the attractive or whatever, because you don't really get that vibe. Even my wife said in this, she's like, yo, she looks younger than she looked in The Conjuring. I said, because she's like The Conjuring, she's always dressing creepy looking or whatever, stressed out looking. But yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. Well, I just seen her because she played young Olivia Soprano in the movie just Many Saints in North
Gotcha.
that just passed or whatever like that. So
Oh, cool.
She's
Getting around,
job.
man. Because I was locking her in The Conjuring forever, and then when I
she's
seen
a great
Running
actress.
Scared, I was like, oh, look at her. She's like younger looking and whatnot, and supposed to be like the attractive woman, because I don't get that from her because she's supposed to be like kind of creepy. And then seeing her in this, I was like, yo, that's cool. And
I just got into watching all those Conjuring movies, so I didn't realize that she was Lorraine. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And Sir John's last comment, I'll put that up real quick.
Okay.
He said Hawkeye is important to the comics because he was originally a criminal, which is true. So he plays the rehabilitating ex-con. He doesn't mind committing crimes. He does dirty work for the team.
Yo, at one point, the Avengers squad consisted of all ex-cons, yo. I'm not even playing. It really did. They wanted
to was a Suicide Squad at one point.
Yeah,
basically. Yeah.
They were kind of like the Thunderbolts before the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, and we'll get into some of Hawkeye's backstory too in the show.
Yeah.
But we do see an adult Kate at college, I guess, and she kind of is trying to hit this bell, which I actually like to see myself personally.
Did anybody see the name of that tower or no? Stain Tower.
Oh, yeah, I heard that mentioned on
a
Easter egg show. I was watching about this. Yeah.
No, you didn't catch that? I caught it right away.
No, I didn't catch it. No,
that was an easy Easter egg, bro. They threw that in there.
They're all over the place in this series.
They are.
So.
Yeah, they do a lot of back and forth. So, but we do see, like I said, her at the college with the tower. She tried to hit the bell the first time. She actually hits the bell, but which was by the way, that was already good as she hit the bell. By the way, even though they downplayed it. But then they then she does, but then she makes it ring, and of course it knocks down, and then I guess we get the lead from that. And so next thing you know, he was Hawkeye, and Hawkeye is at Rogers the Musical, stuff like that, in New York with his kids. So you know that. How'd you guys feel about the musical? That scene showing Kate with the arrow and Hawkeye, how he is right now. I mean, we got to talk about it, Chris. So how'd you feel about it? Go ahead.
Nope. That Hawkeye musical Rogers. Captain America, the Rogers, it was stupid. I hated every second of it, and so did Clint.
You thought it was a waste of time in the show?
No, I mean, no, I just hate musicals in general. So, and it was probably well done. So, I don't know. I didn't like it, but it fit in the show.
Dave.
So yeah, I think we discussed this a couple of weeks ago. We had touched on it real quick, and we were like, "Oh, with Rogers the musical." I feel the same way with Chris in terms of musicals. I can't stand them, but I would go watch this because to me it had comedic value.
I would definitely watch it.
It was more comedy for me than anything else. Like watching these people dance around, and then tell me the Hulk smash part didn't catch in your head for like at least 3 days.
I like that I could do this all day part. That was my
yeah. And then the other thing I like is they had 2 Captain Americas. They had the old one, I think, right? He was out there. The first guy we saw, he was playing the old Captain America. And then they had the one on top of the bridge that was like the new Captain America.
Well, what they did was too, they had Ant-Man there. Ant-Man wasn't that.
Ant-Man wasn't even there. Yeah.
Hawkeye put it out.
Yeah. And why does Ant-Man have 2 movies and Hawkeye has none?
Because Ant-Man is the shit.
Because Hawkeye has no powers.
Yeah. What about you, Ant? How'd you feel about the whole?
I'm just saying. I'm not big into musicals either. But what I realize is this show. So what's weird is this show typically wouldn't be my type of show, because it's got the tone of it is more like friendly kind of. I want it to be more a little rough. but it's doing everything it's supposed to be, right? It's I can't make a show be what I want it to be. I have to watch the show as what it's supposed to be presented to me and see if they could wow me enough. And so it's doing its job. The musical was perfectly fit in. When Kate, I'll back up about because you mentioned the bell. So with Belle, I was like, this thing is already starting off silly. She's getting dared to shoot a bell, but it was cool because, like you said, it was already fine that she shot the bell, but then she took it a step further with the little grappler hook or whatever and yanked the bell. So if this wasn't a Marvel property and wasn't connected, this wouldn't be my show. But because it is, I'm giving it a chance, and it's actually grown. It got me. It got me. That first scene we just talked about with them marrying it got me. I was like, okay, I'm in. And so I'm in. It was a good scene. I think the musical was well put. Like Chris said. Chris said he's not in the musical, but he said it fit the show. So it fit.
Yeah, and I guess it was a nice nod to Captain Rogers and everything else. So
Marvel, you know what? I feel bad, kind of sidebar on for Anthony Mackie trying to be Captain America. Marvel loves Captain America, right? So they always bring Rogers back somehow, or whatever like that.
You kind of have to, though. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Yeah, like come on.
I get it. Like even in Spider-Man coming up, we're about to see the Captain America shield on which
we got to remember that's their guy though. That's their 1940s guy. That's kind of who started Marvel, really. Who got the ball rolling for Marvel anyway.
I get it, but I mean, but you got Falcon trying to be Captain America now, but they're not like getting rid of him, whatever like that. So,
no, he's not trying to be him. He is him.
He is him. Yeah, he is him now.
He is him. Yeah, but they're not trying to put him center stage.
The musical was a sad scene for me. The LARP scene was straight cringe. Why can't he DM him? Why he had to go there? What LARP?
He can't pass the suit through a DM though.
Yeah, right.
He was trying to go there, get the suit, and get the fuck out of town. He wasn't trying to sit there and make plans.
But we'll get to there.
I was confused. Yeah. Like, all right, I was like, what? All right. So the musical so we do see his kids, same kids from Avengers Endgame. The son, I was like, yo, how the son grew to big as hell, shit like that. But it is the same kid. Man. He definitely sprouted and whatnot. Yeah. But the cool part is that it actually works though, because Hawkeye is supposed to be 5 years after Infinity War when they blipped or whatever like that. So it's set December 2024, just to be accurate or whatever like that.
But his kids got blipped too, right? So his family got blipped. That's the reason why he became Ronin to begin with.
Yeah, that's true. So
it kind of feels like his son didn't get blipped.
It does.
Listen, kids still have growth spurts, though, man.
But listen, he might have had one over the year, because remember it's 2024 in the show. They came back.
They better put a basketball in that kid's head.
Somebody mentioned that where we are in Hawkeye is going to be after Spider-Man happened. The new Spider-Man coming up.
Yeah,
that's the thing. That's the thing with these running movies now. You're not going to know what until you see that movie.
Yeah. So okay. So just real quick, Spider-Man: Far From Home takes place 8 months after Endgame, and No Way Home takes place right after that.
Right.
So it's like the next second. So this show is technically after Spider-Man: No Way Home. Okay, that's what it is. Falcon, remember Falcon said it was 6 months since the blip. They kind of tell you how long it's been. Yeah. So, but anyway, so we do see his kids and they leave, and then he's going back to the hotel and stuff like that with them. Kate gets home from getting in trouble by hitting the bell, stuff like that. We see her and her mom more of their dynamic, and we meet Duquesne, her mom's boyfriend. Got a house full of swords right now, stuff like that. And he's now her. Well, we don't know yet, but at the time she thinks her mom's boyfriend. Her mom gets her to go to this fancy stuff like that. And from there, Kate talks to Duquesne's uncle. I forget his name, Armand or something.
Armand. Yeah.
Armand
the third.
Yeah, Armand the third. Yeah. We see that. He tells her that her mom is now engaged to the Duquesne character. And then she is not very happy about it. And then we'll stop right there. It's a lot. So what do you think about meeting him? What kind of vibes did he give you? And the whole dynamic there, Chris?
I knew something was wrong with him from the rip, man. and apparently he's Swordmaster or whatever. I don't know from who from the
Swordsman.
comics.
That's Swordsman.
Yeah, I don't.
He was actually one
I
of
didn't
those
know
ex-con
anyway.
Avengers for a short while.
But he sure has a way of playing off that he doesn't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So
I think it's
I got
opposite.
negative vibes from him.
I think it's opposite. I think before I get there, I think like he so looks like a mustache twirling evil guy from the beginning. So,
He literally has a kind of mustache one would twirl too. Like,
He's just kind of he's right now he's playing the oh, it wasn't me, I'm not the bad guy here. Oh, meanwhile
he's laying it on
forward
thick
and throws it off, and
yeah.
Even she knew he was hiding something.
But Dave,
we ain't get there yet.
Yeah, Dave, what do you? Yeah, Chris goes ahead a lot. But Dave, what do you think of that first part? Just meeting him and them going to this fancy event and stuff like that.
I got the same vibe as Chris. You just kind of know that this is going to be the villain because he's coming out too cheery, too hoo-hoo. Like,
I don't think
he may not be
villain,
a true villain. He's definitely going to fight them though. I can tell you that much.
For sure.
The reason why is because the star of the show, Kate, doesn't like him. That's right. So
sense.
Automatically there, he's up to some shit. Not to mention, like I said, when you read the comics, you kind of know this isn't following any storyline. By the way, this isn't following her thing. This is an entirely new story I'm seeing. But when you read the comics and you know who the characters are already, you kind of know where they're gonna go with it. So it wasn't that surprising for me to see them. The moment I saw the sword, I'm like, oh yeah, this is where we're gonna get to meet Swordsman. And then he comes in with the fucking rose and the evil villain mustache.
I didn't know he was even in the show, to be honest with you. So
what happened? You didn't know he was in the show?
No, I didn't know he was in the show.
You need to read Reddit, bro. Like,
all right. Well, I mean,
so anyway,
this show follows the Matt Faction comics, right?
Not to a T. It's
not to a T. No.
Yeah, but it's based off. I know the artwork is like in
some of the artwork. Yeah, they use some of the imagery, but they don't like pull line for line from it.
Yeah, I got to read that too.
So anyway, but I thought it was good. Her having to go to the dinner is going to be setting up, the whole plot of the story, because I knew something was going to go down there. Especially when she kept telling her like, "We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to talk about." I thought it was at that time that she was going to try to find out and let her know what's going on. But
gotcha. Anthony, up until that point, what do you think, bro?
You know what's cool, man? It's we're going down this thing, guys. It's set in stone now. Comic Cinema Crew. Okay, I'm glad that I'm this in cinema. All right. I'm sure there's some people watching like, what? And I'm like, what? So I'm gonna represent you guys that just watch movies and shows. Don't worry, I'm there. When you guys are like, what are they talking about? Don't worry, I'm right there with you. So I just want to say that.
It's like Dave and Mike are the extreme, and I'm somewhere in the middle, and Ant just loves movies.
I just love movies, man. Just love movies. So I left the comic books a long time ago. So what are you looking at, Sir John?
Yeah, it was funny about the superpowers he said about him.
You want to get to it, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can read it. You can read it first. It's not a spoiler, so you can read it.
Oh, because Sir John is jumping over my time, man.
Yeah, go ahead. You go first. All
right, I'm going first.
Go ahead.
Put that back up.
Just hold on.
Wait. Let it go.
So again, me not reading Reddit, Dave, and not knowing anything about the comic book, Mike. I'm just watching the show. So the dude come in, he's just with her mom, right? And then her mom is like, "Oh, you didn't know?" And she's like, you see the look on her face. So I'm just taking it as, first of all, Hawkeye's whack anyway. So I don't really know his villains.
There's only so many of those you're gonna get, Ant.
All right, well, so I'm just following it along, and I'm like, so for me, as far as just being in the cinema, watching it, I'm like, okay, I know it got to be more to this, but again, I'm so weird, guys. I've barely been in this whole chat that we have because y'all talking about, what maybe happened in theories. I'm like, I want to go and stuff. I love going in blind, and I just be like, oh snap, and even have something go over my head. So anyway, so for me, he was the typical boyfriend. He did have the crazy mustache, so I was like, I wonder, but my mind didn't go too far. So. It was just a cool scene. It was just still setting it up, the show for me. I didn't know where the show was going. I didn't really watch many trailers for this either. So I didn't really know.
There wasn't that many trailers for this.
It wasn't, yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't show a lot. I will say this though. I mean, I won't say this. I won't tell you who else he is in the comics because maybe they'll put it in the show. So I'm gonna leave that so you can find out later on. But anyway, we do move forward though. And
did you want to read? Did you want to read Sir John?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Put that back up.
He's talking about.
He's talking about Duquesne, Jacques Duquesne. He's one of those old
this man did not like this show.
Characters, superpowers of being French, hilarious. The important part of him is that he is just a thief and he doesn't hurt people.
Bad.
In my opinion, he's a red herring. Mom must be bad. All right.
Let me ask you this, Sir John. Which did you like any of the Disney Marvel shows? If so, which one was your favorite? I'm curious.
Well, that's to you directly.
Oh, that's all right.
The Rhinestone Cowboy.
I just had a message.
All right. We move forward though, and Kate all dressed up in her tuxedo and stuff like that. She goes, and she looks like one of the waiters and stuff like that, which is funny. But she goes and outside comes back and she sees her mom talking to Armand. He kind of threatened her. She overhears it. Mom tried to downplay it. Kate follows Armand to the kitchen, down to the basement, and she sees this auction going on. This is when the show starts to really pick up, in my opinion. So, and then she sees Duquesne sit next to Armand, his uncle, and they auction off the Ronin sword, which they found the Avengers compound. They get that auction going on, and also the Ronin suit, which is also at the Avengers compound. That's weird to me, by the way. But anyway, but before the auction, I'm sorry, she gets caught, which is whatever, it doesn't matter. Before the auction can be over, somebody busts in there to try to get a watch they're looking for. Meanwhile, Duquesne steals the sword. Kate sees the suit, puts that on, and she starts to try to get away. And we see that she's getting attacked by the tracksuit mafia. So what do you guys think of this whole action set piece right there? Let's start with Ant this time.
All right, cool. Yeah, I was going to say you can switch it up sometimes. So for me, I like action. But I'm already seeing this as more of a silly show kind of. I don't want to say silly show, but not like a Loki where like it's so much is on the line. This is more like, not like, I don't think it's gonna be ending the world type stuff as of right now where the show is, right? So for me, I'm already locked in where I understand the tone of the show and I'm okay with it, right? So I thought it was okay. I thought so I like throwbacks. The fact that they had a sword, and I was telling my wife, I was like, oh. And remember when they showed the sword, they showed the flashback of him over in Japan or whatever, right? Yeah. So that was really cool to me. I love the flashbacks. Then they mentioned, they just said, and we got the suit, and then the explosion happens, right? So I'm like, oh, snap, the suit, right? And then she ended up putting it on, which I feel like, why did it fit her so good? But anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, man, she did her thing. As far as her martial arts it was good enough. They added kind of like this silly Jackie Chan stuff. She hitting people with bottles. At first, I was like, yo, why is none of the bottles breaking? But I was like, oh, there's more like she just clanking them over the head with it. She kicked the bottle. It flips up, hit a guy in the face. So it was cool, man. If it was more intense action, it wouldn't have fit with the tone of this show. So I feel like it was the perfect action for the tone of this show.
All right.
I was in.
Yeah, like I said, like the tone, and I'll get around, but the tone is really Marvel and Netflix to me. I know you haven't watched those shows, but they're very street level heroes, and they have these villains, which are, like you said, they're not end of the world stakes, but they're all, street level or city level stakes and stuff like that. So stuff like that. The Defenders and all that stuff. Dave, though, what do you think of that whole auction scene?
Just to make a correction, Hawkeye has saved the world by himself several times. Just put that out.
I wouldn't have known that.
I
would have never known
that.
that.
Hawkeye has literally repelled an alien invasion by himself.
Well, what's cool? What's cool about cinema, right? Versus comics. Comics, you could do whatever, right? You can, right? You could make some, I dare them to make a movie
guys,
to make me believe Hawkeye is going to save the world.
E-Money says he needs the link.
He the one who got the Soul Stone, Ant.
Did you send a link to him already?
All human.
It's in the
link's wrong.
To tell him, I said it's wrong.
Yeah, he said the link's wrong.
I mean, we all use the link.
He might be making the same mistake I was. I was missing the 7 in the beginning.
Don't y'all just touch it?
Nah, I don't do it from my phone. I get the link on my phone. I just literally type it into the URL.
Oh, well,
it comes right up.
But you could copy it. So I was trying to tell Chris.
I can't copy from my phone to my tablet.
Right. I can't go from my phone to my PC.
Chris. You could copy it from
on my phone and then send it to me in Messenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm lazy, bro. I just want you to send me a link.
Yeah, you give me the link, and I'm just like, but that, and I type it in, and we're here. I was missing the 7 in the beginning.
Same thing with you, Dave. You could copy it from that, and then with your phone, and then you could put it on Messenger or something like that.
But I don't have any social media. This is my work laptop.
Gotcha.
Yo. There he is.
Yo, wait, hold on. So it's better if I email it to you, Dave? Or
no. Send it the way I send it. It's fine. I could type 9 characters. That's what it was.
Oh, okay, all right, I got you.
It was 7 KNKEQDBR.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't forget shit either. So
yo, what's good?
What's good? Yo,
good,
terrible out there, man. People acting like it's still the holidays.
Well, no, so
you too. You probably in there with me and large Fantech, extra.
Hold on. Everybody's talking. All right. Go ahead. What you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I was in the retail, and back in the day, one of the things was they always say after like I guess I'm getting a little ahead of myself because I'm thinking of Christmas, but with Black Friday leading up to Christmas, it's like just because Thanksgiving ended, this is that real time where it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy, so expect it to be crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is.
Well, that's why I was late too. I was coming from Dunkin' Donuts or whatever this morning. Same thing. It was crazy out there.
It usually don't taper down to January 15th. January 15th is usually when you can't return anything without a receipt. Like a lot of the world goes back. You return, because leading up to Christmas is crazy, trying to get gifts. Then after it's crazy, people returning and doing this. But usually January 15th is that time where, okay, the world's going to get back to normal after that. So it'll be crazy.
So I was at, but before I get to Dave, I was at. So we haven't talked about too much so far. So you're still good. We're right up to the scene at the first episode at the auction where Kate fights the tracksuit mafia. So before I get to Dave, Sir John answered your question about his favorite favorite show and whatnot. So
right here,
yeah.
Okay, like Loki, but he was simping to me. I can show some.
Me too. Isaiah Bradley, me too. I would have loved that also. Yo.
Yeah, I feel
so. Pretty much, you didn't like none of them.
Yeah, he didn't like him at all. Yeah, I don't know why he watched.
He said he liked Loki. He said he liked Loki.
Like, he did. Okay.
Yeah. Just because he said,
what did you like about Loki? Like he said, I like Loki, but he simped too much. Okay, I got it. All right, cool. I mean, listen, I'm glad you're watching the show with us, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
But I don't agree with you.
Yeah. Dave, the auction scene.
Back to the scene. So so I like that scene. Her going downstairs is classic, dressed like the waiter, of course. She's gonna follow the guy and slip in with no problems. So when they were doing the sword thing, the sword still confuses me because I have no idea how let me just put this in the thing. That much metal fits in this much.
Dave, we could explain that easy.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on.
Okay. So anyway, I'm just going on because it's a special sword. It's Hawkeye's sword, so of course he's gonna have some dope shit.
It's Ronin's sword.
But when they got to the suit, I'm like, okay, it's a suit, it's whatever, right? But the watch is boggling me. Normally, I'm so in tune with comics. If they say something, I'm like, oh, that's so and so's watch. I don't know whose watch this is. What I think I know is when the dude finds, we're doing all the way up to what she escaped, right?
Right.
Okay.
So wait. Yeah, all the way up to the part at the
so the fight scene was crap. The fight scene was dope. It was a nice little display of all her skills and showing basically the viewer what she's capable of. Right. I like how they don't just make her overpower every single person. I like how she catches a few hits here and there. They make you realize she's still a female, and when it's a large, stronger male, just evolution is going to take over, pretty much, and or natural, or I don't know what you want to call it. Natural physicality will take over, whatever you want to call it. What that makes a man way stronger than a woman. That's not to be sexist or anything. It's just average and average. But anyway, so once she gets outside, when the guy actually finds the watch, this is what I love about Disney Plus is that you could stop it right there and be like, hold on, what the hell was that? It looks like it says Skrull member at the bottom of the watch. All you can see is LL and then MEM. And I'm thinking that there was a Skrull inside of Avengers compound when Thanos hit it.
You think the Skrull was wearing a gold watch? That's why he was like.
Skrulls wear all types of shit. Didn't you watch Captain Marvel? You see what they was wearing?
I'm just asking a question.
What you think a Skrull got to wear a Timex?
But you think they wore a gold watch with their name Skrull member on there? Just
no, the Skrull member thing was on the tag that the auction tag.
Okay. All right,
so what they were just holding was the actual watch.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know if the watch could be a communication device to signal other Skrulls to attack or something, but it's gonna have some significance. It's the one piece they were there for.
Well, that's your theory.
Yeah.
Chris,
but anyway, I loved it. They could do without the dog already. I'm already done with Pete's dog.
Lucky?
You look lucky.
Yeah, I'm already done with this dog.
okay.
Yeah,
golden retrievers are.
We don't need an animal in the show. They say never work with animals or kids. So
shit.
all right. Because they kind of steal the show and they kind of eat up time that they could be using for other things. Now, I'm an animal lover too, man. A card carrying Peter member here. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a big animal lover, bro. I am for real. But for the purposes of this show, they already got too much going on and too much coming in to be worrying about the antics of a dog. And this is where it can border on that silliness that Ant don't like. Is when they start having the dog do crazy shit.
Hey, that's crazy though.
Not yet, but you think that dog's just gonna lay around for 6 episodes?
I mean, he bit somebody.
All right, before I get to E,
anyway.
man, Chris, what do you think of the auction scene down there, buddy?
I just think it shows what Kate Bishop is, right? She's showing off her talent, but lack of expertise. And you know what I mean? She hasn't been doing this long enough as Clint has. So you can see how, you know, he's gonna be a good mentor to her. But other than that, I was not interested in some little watch that showed up for half a second in the show. So I like the dog.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
Love the dog. The watch, I couldn't really get that Easter egg off either. But the fight scenes, I thought she did pretty good. But my thing was, it was a lot of, to me, it seemed like it was a lot of switcheroony going on with the, I want to say the bad guys, but I'm not even sure, for real. I'm not even sure if the guy's a bad guy or not, because it was just the way things was like going around. I don't want to get too far, because once you start saying something about the old guy, you got
yeah. So you can stop right there. There. All right. So from there, we see her get away. I think Dave alluded to that a little bit, and she escapes, and she goes to her pizza place apartment. It's actually pretty dope, actually, to me. She lives on a pizza place, but she's up there with the same chairs and everything on the pizza place.
Yeah,
in New York, rich. She got.
Oh yeah, and she rich. Right.
Yeah. That right there enhances the bad guy, though, right? Because now he's marrying the rich chick. Obviously, he's marrying her for money.
I don't know. It looks like he
got his own money.
Right. It seemed like he got the money,
yet.
and the mom is marrying the rich dudes.
He had to kill his uncle.
No. The mom remember. The mom has money too. She says to Kate, she says to Kate how she's
she owns Bishop
pretty
Security.
much like she's
Right,
so,
but remember when
to Sir John, he said Kate has a college degree but no work experience. She's still in college though.
Yeah, she's supposed to still be in college, right?
Yeah, she don't got a degree yet. All right. Thanks for clearing that up, guys. So what we do is here, we're living above the pizza place. And then I believe from there we see her, and she goes to I guess Armand's house at this point, and she finds him dead. Also, we see a MacGuffin, or slightly the candy with his name embroidered on there. She doesn't
in a large puddle of blood. Damn,
for Disney, that was a little.
Yeah, that was
Disney
pretty good.
Plus
that was
show.
pretty good on the Disney Plus. Now the candy. Can
what
I say
are those
something about the
investors
candy?
going to say? I wonder.
What was it rated? What was the show rated?
PG-13. Yeah, they're PG-13.
Okay.
But you know, Thanos got his head cut off on PG-13. So.
But he's an alien, so
right.
Different world.
It's
a different world, bro.
They can go far.
2021 is a different world, man. But what was not acceptable 20 years ago is acceptable today.
Right.
So.
Well, my friend asked if this would be good for a child to watch at like 8 years old, and I was like, well,
This show is light.
It's light.
I'm still
want to know how Ronan stabs somebody and then wipes nothing on his arm. That still cracks me up.
You guys and your little nitpicks.
But anyway, he really did. I'm like, what do you wipe it off? There's nothing there. Whatever. So, but anyway, and they showed the scene again, and it's in the show.
Yeah, they did. He was like,
but anyway,
it's a real sharp blade.
We do see her try to, she leaves the place. She doesn't get caught, and then she gets trapped, I guess you could say, by the tracksuit mafia. I want to ask you guys too, if you haven't really thought about that. How do you feel about these guys that are coming after Kate and Hawkeye? But before I get to that, we also see her try to fight them off, but she can't. We see Hawkeye have to save her, and then the end of the show ends with him saying, "Who are you?" She says, "I'm Kate Bishop," or whatever, and he's Hawkeye. So what do you think about that part? How do you feel about tracksuit mafia, Chris? Let's start with Chris.
I love the bros. I know it's hilarious, dude. Bro, after it reminds me of some kid I knew in high school. He used to say "bro" after every sentence. I think they're hilarious. They are.
What about the whole scene? What about the whole scene at the end with Hawkeye saving her? How you feel about that?
Well, I mean, it was good and all. I like how, I like how she's semi good, but Hawkeye's a master at what he does, and how he's able to take on that whole crew by himself, pretty much. But yeah, I like the bros a lot.
Okay, E.
I hate the bros. I hate that they. The reason I hate it is because those guys are representing New Jersey. Those are supposed to be New Jersey mafia guys.
They are.
We don't talk like that in New Jersey.
First of all, they're Russian. Let's be clear.
Right, but they both were from Jersey. In the comics, they was from Jersey. That's why they said bro so much.
Right.
Yeah, but you seen the Jersey Shore. Like, come on.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. They're Jersey Shore tracksuits, man.
They're Russian.
Russian accent. Come on, bro.
Had a point on that. The first person that came to my mind was Paulie.
Yep.
I was in the situation, but whatever.
All right, Dave, we think about them and that part when Hawkeye saves her at the end.
Yeah, that was dope. Again, I'm wondering what you're gonna say about that. I can't wait till we get to when you talk about this. Because now we're dealing with regular humans, so you can throw out the aliens and robots and faceless things. We're dealing with actual human beings now.
My boy,
so we'll see how Disney treats how Hawkeye and Bishop eventually end up having to run through these human beings in tracksuits.
I mean, they seem like they did good too so far.
But it seems like they're like
they set one of them on fire. So
yeah, but he put it out all quick. It seems like they're the same guy.
So Hawkeye just knew. He was like, he'll put that fire out. Don't worry about that.
But they're not like new guys. They're not killing them. They're like a show where they keep bringing back the same guys over and over and over again. Kind of like Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers. They're the same people, right? They're not killing none of them. Or whatever.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're on that level. Yeah, I don't know if they're on that level, because then that would mean the tracksuit mafia is like 5 guys.
They are.
No, they're not. In the comics, they're like 100 guys.
They rolled up in there 3 vans deep at one point.
They're pretty much the foot soldiers from Ninja Turtles.
There you go.
Yes.
They are buddies, man.
But yeah, I liked it. I think they kind of whiffed on one character in particular, Kazi, played by Free.
Yeah.
They kind of whiffed on him because in the comics, he's a way more sadistic serial killer.
But they're from Jersey.
Yeah, and they make him out to be a stumble bum here. But it's whatever.
Because the Disney show, I keep telling you this.
Right.
The same Disney show that just showed me earlier, a guy sliced in half in a puddle of blood, that Disney show.
Was he sliced in half or was he stabbed in the back?
Right.
But it's sliced in half. He had the whole thing going here. Who stabbed somebody in the back that long? Like, he wasn't using a blade this wide. Bro.
Dave crazy.
I know, right?
Yo, seriously, yo. Nah, because Mike is...
I didn't see all that
Mike
at all.
is on his own plane of reality, yo. Y'all gonna see this. Y'all gonna see this when we do the Spider-Man show.
I'm not, bro. It's still Disney. Like,
start wearing tracksuits.
There's a lot of stuff you cannot do with Disney. It don't matter if it's 2028 or something like that. Disney
we can have a separate discussion on this. But anyway, to make a long story short, I kind of liked it. The whole fight scene, him finding out, that Kate is now emulating him. I thought it was a good set off and a good cliffhanger at the end of the show for episode 1. Anyway,
gotcha. All right, Ed?
All right, so first things first, I'm gonna say what's up to my guy. It's the boy Suave.
Suave.
Yo.
What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. And so you know what? This whole show is typically, like I said, if it didn't have the whole Marvel connection, I wouldn't watch it. But I said many times that there's a lot of stuff I probably don't watch because it's not my interest, but I would definitely enjoy. Like I'm sure I would love those Netflix shows. It's just
Yeah.
I never seen a trailer or nothing that made me say I have to watch it. Plus, I feel like I don't want to waste my time on something that don't connect. But you guys allude to they might make some of them connect. If they do and they're on Disney Channel, I watch. But the cool thing with that is underestimating the show and really like it. So I liked everything about the show so far because it's like speaking, right? You got to know your audience. So Dave, some stuff you have a gripe with doesn't, I get it, but it's not set in the tone of this show. So you almost, it's like you want a comedy to also have a serious horror scene where somebody get a saw scene where they sawing and sawing and sawing their head and it's barely coming off. That just wouldn't be in a comedy.
Right, because Hawkeye's perfect. Like I agree with Ant. Hawkeye's perfect for that. Like he's perfect to be serious around a bunch of comedy.
Yeah, like like the way he acts.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just perfect to be in this show. But to get back to the scene, I thought it was cool, man. So I don't know how they really found her, but they
follow her from the auction to her apartment to the guy's house. They just kept following her.
Kate Bishop.
I guess they was following her. Some stuff you don't have to show because it's short. It's a short time frame.
Well Hawkeye said it. He said they probably followed.
I know, but I said you don't have to show.
Oh yeah.
Nowhere did you feel like that's one of those things where it's like it would have been nice where if maybe you saw her walk in and then a car just pulled out,
right?
And then that's it. Then you got it, but it's like what? And then he was like, oh, so he did say it, but they didn't show it. So
can I ask you a quick question? I'm sorry.
Real quick. Maybe that's something Dave is alluding to. Maybe get rid of the dog and you could have showed that. But I think the dog fits perfect. But go ahead, Chris.
Yeah.
I just had a question. Maybe Mike or Dave can answer. Did Hawkeye create Ronin, or did he find that suit from somebody else before him?
No, he created.
He came up with his own identity.
Yeah. It's several more after him, but he was the first one.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of people have worn it, but he's the one who set it off.
But you know what I also like? I like his tone as like when he was sitting there watching the play and how serious, like how Tony used to get all crazy and thinking about the space monsters.
PTSD.
PTSD. I love that. I love when they do that for them.
Because the flashbacks, man, is golden. I always wanted, again, I started watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. day one, right? Because I was like, what I wanted Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to be is what we're getting now, way back when. So I remember watching it, and I just couldn't go but so far. I'm like, this don't connect at all.
Yeah, don't connect.
I just couldn't do it.
It's actually what it became, and then some.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, I heard eventually after one of the Thor movies, right? They kind of So I did hear that, but I was like, nah, it's too late. But what this does with the flashbacks, showing pieces from the movies, and bravo. So anyway, for me, the show was good. That scene, him again, like Chris said, shows that she's an amateur, he's a pro, he beats everybody up, and I love how they barely show what it was annoying me a little bit. You couldn't really see what was happening, but they wanted to get her perspective, and so it was good stuff.
Okay. I'm with Chris. I love the bros, man. I love that. I like a little bit. I like a little bit of.
They were the comic relief.
Yeah, I like a little bit of comedy in my action. The fact they wear tracksuits every day in their life is hilarious to me. And stuff like that. And who don't want to wear tracksuits? It's comfortable as hell. You know what I mean?
They're trying to say Jersey, dude. That's what I don't like.
So here's the thing, Mike. I didn't comment on them. I only like them. So if this was something else, I wouldn't like them at all. But I like them because it just fits. They start the show off once they show the scene where her making the bell, you know what type of show you're getting into, regardless of it's Christmas time, whatever, right? So they just fit in perfect. They remind me of like the Foot Soldiers, you know what I'm saying? They just a dumb, so it works.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I like them too. And Jersey Mafia dudes wear tracksuits all the time.
I believe that. Yeah, they do. They do.
So, but that's another story. But
and Persians wear tracksuits too.
Yeah. So I like that. I did like that last scene because she did try to fight him off, but you see Hawkeye come in and do his thing. Hawkeye, I like the Hawkeye's tone in this show because they do show him as like a battered soldier, basically.
Right.
And at this point, he's really ready to just retire. And you can see he's very cynical.
He's tired.
He's tired. Yeah, he's tired. He's beat up. He lost his best friend. He lost other Avengers. You can see he's very cynical or whatever. He just wants to like spend time with his family. So that's she like it's kind of bothersome to him because he's making him have to do stuff he wasn't ready to do right now. So I like the fact that they kind of show that, and then he got the bruises from his ear not being hurt and stuff like that. What I don't like, well, I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, that's what I like about that so far. So let's rate the first episode, 1 through 10. You know how we do, guys. So Dave, why don't you start, bro?
Right.
I'll give this like a solid 8.5. Yeah. I mean, based on everything, how they set it off, I really like the fact that the episode didn't contain a whole training montage for her. They did that in the credits. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah.
So I like how they moved past all that. They gave her a little introduction. They set up her origin very well. We already all know Hawkeye's origin somewhat. But yeah, I liked it. It was 8.5, I would say, for sure. Decent amount of action. Definitely some intrigue. Yeah. It was dope.
Let me answer this question. Kate is not Hawkeye's daughter.
Kate is not Hawkeye's daughter. Kate is basically when Hawkeye wants to hang it up. He's the one he trains.
Yeah, he trains.
In the comics, she's a private eye.
Is any adaptation of Hawkeye's story she his daughter?
No.
Only time I see him with his kids.
When in the movies when they had her shooting the arrows and stuff.
That's what I thought too.
Like,
teasing
I
that.
thought like, oh, they're gonna end up making her, you know.
His actual daughter. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not his daughter.
Yeah.
So never.
No. In the comics, Hawkeye doesn't have a family.
Yeah.
Hawkeye's got a brother.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Who also shoots.
He has a family in the comics.
He's not Bullseye. It's called something else. His brother. I forget.
He went to Deadpool's house and he trick-or-treated with his kids to meet Deadpool. I saw that one. I mean, I don't know.
Wait, ask you a question. Kate is never his daughter in any iteration.
Kate Bishop was a private eye that helped him out, and in exchange, he agreed to train her and help her out. But she has her natural ability of her own. As far as she always had this same family with the mom and stuff like that. That was like, you know.
So I don't want to go too far, but maybe you can answer me this, Dave, or some of you guys. In the video game, she could teleport.
Right, I was just about to say that. Yo, is she going to?
I think she uses a device for that. She's not a mutant.
Yeah, it's a gadget she stole from AIM, but still, I think they should give it to her.
She might get it.
What do you play Avengers on?
Oh, PlayStation.
Okay, gotcha.
What game are you talking about, Ant?
Huh?
Avengers.
Marvel Avengers.
Oh man,
wait, she's in that?
Yeah. He was a DLC.
Yeah, well, you get both of them.
I'm getting it next week. Don't worry.
They story connects. You get both of them.
I might get it right now, actually. All right, continue.
And I don't know if you heard Climate.
Make sure you get it while it's on sale. Remember.
He asked another question about how did they meet. So I don't know if you heard what we were saying, and she was the private eye that he helps out to the climax, stuff like that. So, but he was never, like I said, never daughter. His daughter in the show is played by Joe Russo's
daughter. Right.
Who
I love that he kept the same kids, the same wife.
Me too.
Oh, they don't drop the ball, man. I love it.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty dope. So, what was it? Oh, rating. Yeah. Dave said 8. Chris, you're rating it?
8.5.
8.5, Dave. Sorry.
I'm gonna say, like I said, I didn't have much hope going into this series. I'm not a fan of Hawkeye, but this surprised me. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay, all right, that's cool.
I enjoyed it.
All right, E.
I'm gonna give my boy. Nice. I want to say 8, 8.5, 9, because I went into it like, oh, he's a low, thinking like Black Widow, and it actually was good. I enjoyed it.
What's 8.5 or 9?
I want to go with 9. I'm going to go with 9.
Woo!
Ant.
All right, so this typically, again, I'll repeat myself, would not be my type of material. You wouldn't catch me blind watching this show, right? I like more seriousness. I'm not in with the comedy, but remember, I
Drum
said
roll.
Suicide Squad was not my type of comedy, and I said my type of comedy was the Eternals, right? This for me, the tone is comedic kind of sort of in its element. And I like it a lot. Surprisingly, I like it. I never was a fan of him, but I'm giving it an 8, man. It gets
Right.
an 8.
Whoa, I was not expecting that from you. All
No, it
right.
gets an 8.
Yeah, they executed
And
that mess
honestly,
well, man.
they have the best flashbacks out of all the Marvel
Woo!
shows they
You're right.
showed. Like it starts off connecting from 2012 from
Right,
Avengers.
right.
Like one of the coolest scenes to show her in her house, so she look up and it has the big thing fly over. I'm like, that
Yo,
got me.
this,
And then the flashbacks of him, when he became Ronin, and then the part with I'm not jumping that much. When somebody wrote, in the thing, Thanos was here or something like
oh
that.
yeah,
Oh,
the
the bathroom, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
no, he said
bathroom.
Thanos was right. It said.
yeah, Thanos,
Thanos
Yeah.
was right. Like, dude.
The funny part, he thought about it though. He was
yeah,
like,
he did. You saw him. He said,
Yeah. So 8. I gave it 8.
Oh, I
man.
missed that.
yeah,
You
he
did,
thought about
yeah.
it. He was in the bathroom and it said Thanos was right.
I didn't
And the
even
crazy
remember
part
that.
He was trying
is,
to get his autograph in the bathroom.
Yep.
yeah, which was crazy. White was pissed. I
Yo,
was like,
dude
come on,
was
bro.
standing there.
Like,
I
you got a
didn't watch
selfie?
that at all. That's
He
crazy.
said, "Yeah,
Okay.
this ain't the right time." Then
Right.
when he was washing his
Right, I
hands
remember that.
in the
He
mirror,
was
dude was
standing there like-
Right time
"This the
now?
right time?"
But I will
Yeah,
say
yeah.
this.
I remember that whole scene,
love-
but I don't remember seeing that. That's
I
cool.
love how
Yeah.
they execute the Avengers with fame. I love how they all act different when it comes to fame. Hawkeye don't like it. Sam Wilson loves it. Like, I love how they act when it comes to fame. Like, everybody acts different.
Right.
I do like that aspect, which is different than even like DC, right? Because Wonder Woman still like is hidden, right? But I like
Right.
the aspect of the Avengers and Marvel that like they are who they are.
Yeah, they
real
are
names,
who they are. There's
real
no
families.
hiding.
So here's what's cool, right? We've been watching the Avengers, and then they took a turn where everybody knew who he was, pretty much. I guess because of Civil War, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see this show where he's walking around and people are like, "Oh, I know who you are," and it's like, wow, because you watch movies and you figure, man, how nobody know who Superman is, or how
Yeah.
nobody know who Spider-Man, blah blah blah. So now we're at the day and age where they're writing in the story that people know who they are, and they
Right.
tell a good story of he can't really go nowhere without being noticed for the most part.
Yeah. Like literally,
cool, man.
how does nobody know that Diana is Wonder Woman? She don't even wear a mask. Like I'm like, how
Right.
do y'all not know?
That's weird to me
That's
too.
been
right there.
DC's problem for I don't know how long.
Yeah,
A
look
long
at
with the
Superman.
time.
You put the
glasses.
glasses
make
on,
somebody
and that's
look
it.
different.
Yeah.
I will say this though. Henry Cavill proved that the glasses mess works.
Nah.
Yeah, he did. He went down
No.
New York City, Times
Stand right with you
Square.
on that one.
He went to New York City, Times Square, threw the glasses on, walked around his billboard. Nobody noticed him.
Because they wrote it in there like that.
Oh,
Plus, if you're in New York City too, nobody notices anybody there.
Yeah, I mean,
They just
Yeah.
walk through you in that city.
I kind of get the Batman.
You're right, Ed.
Bruce
Set up.
Wayne got to be kind of like whatever anonymity, but the whole like one that's stupid. So I like that Marvel, like you said, they embrace what they are. Tony always did from the beginning. He said, "I'm
Right.
Iron Man."
Tony was
At a press
I'm
conference.
Iron Man. Straight
yeah.
out there.
You know,
out.
off topic, I always wonder why Superman didn't just be a cop instead of a reporter, and just take his glasses off and just be Superman, super cop.
The same reason we ain't know
He would have been the highest paid cop on any force he decided.
no.
to go
But
work
the thing
on.
is, remember, he didn't want people to know he had powers and find out he's
Right.
from another planet. That would be too, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that-
That'll break the fabric of,
It would. It
You
really
saw what
would. Just
Superman
imagine.
was
Fabric of what?
People, period.
pretty
Too
much
obvious.
his little town where he lived at.
But they
and,
already
you
know that
know,
Superman exists when he's out here saving the world every week.
No, but you're saying, but originally him having superpowers and all that, like for you to, because remember, Superman is like off. Okay, Superman is like not part of Earth, so it's not like they mandate him to come in and let me test your blood.
Right.
It's like he's doing
Right,
his
but he
thing.
could.
If he
hold
would
on.
have became a
If he
cop,
was
he would
a
have to
cop-
follow
If
government.
he was the
No,
cop
okay,
on
so I'm a
payroll-
little. Maybe you misunderstood me. Superman's able, and we've seen it in the movies in the past. He's able to do super shit around people and not have them notice. So, like, let's just say, for instance, he's acting like a regular guy, just regular Clark Kent, and a criminal wants to get away. He tells his partner, "Go that way," and then he'll just fly around and catch the guy. I mean, like, I got him, yo, and bring him back. He'll be the guy that always gets his man. He could hear heartbeats, tell if people's lying. He
Yeah,
could
but then
see
I think
through
eventually they'd be like,
walls.
"Yo, bro, how is you doing this?" That would have been too hard to. He would
Right,
have
and
been.
he
Like,
can
I'm
do
a
all
good
that
cop.
All
stuff,
right,
but
Dave,
see
hold
through
up.
lead.
Would sometimes he say, "Okay, so they don't know I'm Superman. I won't catch that criminal. Let him get away," because he will save every
No, you always
crime.
get your
They'll be
guy. You
like,
always get your
"Bro,
guy. You
you
just be the
you catch
coolest cop on the
everybody."
force. But
I
you
can't
always
believe
get
we're
your
but once
talking
guy.
he
about
becomes
Superman on a Marvel podcast.
right, and then
All
another
right, man.
thing, you're saying that
Well, it's
like
actually comic cinema
Superman
crew.
won't.
Yeah, it's
It
not
is
a
a comic cinema.
Marvel podcast.
Yeah,
I
but we're
agree.
doing
It's
the
comic.
Hawkeye show.
It don't matter, man. We go anywhere in this
I
show.
know.
But look, let's
Right,
get to some of these comments though.
anywhere, because when they
Let's
start
not.
this back
Well,
up,
hold on, and I was gonna let me finish mine, and before we go to episode 2, we can
Okay,
to the
cool,
comments.
cool.
All right,
I see
so
you, Ant.
my one of my one of my issues with the show is only 6 episodes, and in the first episode we don't see Hawkeye ever shoot an arrow, and we see Kate shoot it once, and that's like their thing. So that kind of like bothers me a little bit. But I get to episode 2 as well, so I do want to see a little bit more of Clint. I get they're trying to set up Kate for later on, but I think it was kind of like a bait and switch, because who thought we would see much less of Clint and much more of Kate before the show started? Well, obviously, Dave, you
I did because Clint's time is done.
I can't feel that way. It's called Hawkeye.
Bro, his time is done. You got to remember, there's one thing that should be at the back of everybody's head. Whoever saw Black Widow here, the final thing, he's got a Black Widow assassin tracking his ass down to kill him. You think she's not going to complete the job? This is where he gets off the Marvel bus and Bishop gets on. So it's all about her now. This is all about training the next Hawkeye.
See, I'd be like Loki. Like I would always want to be my character.
He's got outside the world problems, like personal marital problems that Disney just don't want to deal with him no more. But they already had they already had this deal inked with him, and this is the perfect way to make the new Hawkeye. Is to have the old Hawkeye train the new Hawkeye.
Yeah, I think a lot of
I think he's gonna die.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
In this season, he's gonna die.
I don't think he's gonna die in this season, but I think a lot of our Avengers are gonna die facing somebody else.
Go ahead. You had a point.
No, I was gonna say Ed, and I think because Ed said, but it's called Hawkeye. I think that's the thing, though. If
she
you
becomes
have
Hawkeye.
a bigger brand, it makes sense to put that name out because it's going to draw people in. If it was just called Kate Bishop, some people probably wouldn't watch it. You know,
but you're right. But they taking a chance with Echo.
They're not taking no chance with Echo. Echo's going to be a hit. Yeah, but we're going to get into that.
Anyway, let me move forward. We got a lot of comments to read. Right. So I'm gonna go with who said 7? Chris. I'm gonna go with a solid 7 for right now. So the first episode, at least.
That's just for the first episode.
Okay, first episode.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this episode. Ant, comments. We start from the top, I guess.
Yeah. So we didn't get this Sir John comment. He said the Ronin suit is the MCU version of the hat gun,
hot gun,
or a hot gun.
6 bodies attached to it.
What's bodies?
Way more than 6, bro. 6 that we know of.
Right. He was wiping through the Yakuza.
65 years. Hawkeye should throw the Ronin suit. And yeah, I don't even know why it's still. Well, apparently got stolen, but he should have destroyed it, I guess. Let me see.
Right.
No, you got to remember, she went and got him. She went and got him from Japan. She brought him right back to Avengers Compound, where he changed out of it and got into the time suit.
Of
course, the Ronin suit would still be at Avengers Compound.
You just got it, Chris?
I just bought it. Yeah, I didn't realize the sale was till the 3rd, so I have the Endgame edition.
By the way, I want to give a shameless plug. We did a hell of an awesome episode. You could be on there too if you want, the least chat. But we did an awesome episode of Stadia Avengers yesterday, man. Because we actually, it's a podcast plus gaming. So it was cool, man. We chatted a lot about the game, how you like the game, your favorite character. And so I do that sometimes, like a Stadia Avengers podcast. So we get together, we talk about it's just about the game. So you can have it on PlayStation.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Maybe you should come on when Spider-Man come out, so you could kind of tell us about Spider-Man.
All right.
And then but yeah, it was awesome.
He looks a little funny from what I mean. I'm so used to Insomniac Spider-Man. When I saw this one, I was like.
But I will say this though, everybody's giving Insomniac all this credit, but to be fair, that game is a one-player game. Let me see them pull off a multiplayer
game with different
powers. To be able to have all these characters with powers on the screen at the same time, some could grow giant, some characters shrink.
What game am I talking about?
Avengers. I'm not going to lie. It don't suck. It just. I just think they need better bad guys and more boards.
What killed me was the fact you couldn't combine powers, yo. That's the worst. Like Ultimate
Yeah, but
Alliance,
I feel like
Alliance, you were able to use Iron Man to shoot beams on Captain America's shield.
you could do
and
that.
wipe
You
out
could
half
do
You
that.
could do that. Yeah, you could do
They
that.
added that.
They added that?
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. They added that. You could do
You
that.
could
now.
be Thor and summon the lightning at the same time the Hawk is smashing down on something.
Yeah,
But
they
do
got
that power.
lightning.
But okay,
like,
so when the Hulk smashes down on something, you get a certain animation, right? Like,
listen. Go ahead. No.
okay, so when the Hulk smashing down on something, you get a certain animation. All right. When Thor is summoning the lightning, does the animation change for Hulk? Still smashing down on something?
Yeah, it's weird how they do it, but it's like combined.
I'll give you an example. In that game, in Ultimate Alliance, when Hulk rips a rock out of the ground and throws it at someone, it's just Hulk ripping the rock out. But if you get him and Deadpool on the same team and you combine and hit your powers at the same time,
Deadpool will be on the
will
rock.
teleport on top of the rock, stick 6 bombs to it, throw, and then what he throws is an explosive rock now.
So what they did for that is there's certain enemies, they're bigger enemies, like those walking robots.
Right.
Everyone has called a takedown, which is like a grab pretty much, right? It's this cool looking grab.
Yeah,
so
I know that. I played it and beat it, so I have.
Well, yeah, but you play one player. You play single player. Did you play?
Yeah, I played single player. No, I played the multiplayer, thinking that you'll be able to combine powers with other people.
No,
once
because
I found out you couldn't,
so
I was
sometimes the computer will join in, but when you beat bigger enemies, that same takedown pops up for the bigger enemy. You have to press those 2 buttons. If somebody come up at the same, so if there's 4 of us on the screen, if just me, let's say if I'm Thor and he's Hulk. If just us 2 press it, you're gonna get an animation of Hulk smash, rip the leg off, smash it. Thor's right now. If the 4 of us come up, whatever characters you're gonna get an animation. Like you're gonna have Iron Man fly over and blast it. So they do have that in the game. You just have to have those characters do it at the exact same time on a specific enemy.
It's actually
you're not gonna do it on the smallest enemy. So
that's how Ultimate Alliance was.
Here's the difference. It sounds like Ultimate Alliance, you was able to just do a move. In this, you do a move to a specific enemy.
No, you were able to do a move to specific enemies in Ultimate Alliance. Hence that description I gave you with the Hulk throwing the rock. Like they would have Johnny Storm heat the rock up to make it molten lava, and when he throws it, it's a big lava splash on the board.
Gotcha.
But if Deadpool instead of Human Torch,
they had that in the game.
Yeah,
what was that?
Short.
They got it. It's just
I'm gonna check it out today after we get off this pod.
The,
I'm gonna run a game and see what's what.
Yeah, but remember, you're if you're not playing with people, you have.
I am gonna play with people. No, I am gonna play.
Okay,
with people.
yeah. So then, that's why. Yeah, play with people. Tell them, yo, I want to do a takedown on an enemy. That's it.
Yep.
Anyway,
anything else besides the
where we at in the comments?
Yeah.
What
he also had
Hawkeye dating Black Widow.
Red track suit leaders.
In the comics, Hawkeye is a hoe. Let's just start there.
Yeah.
Hawkeye actually ends up with Echo.
Really? That's why I said I don't think they're getting rid of
during the whole Secret Invasion storyline. Yeah, Hawkeye's a hoe.
Thank you, Stadia Pro.
You got Stadia Pro. Let's get to the
Thank you,
I
Stadia.
just want to kind of get to these comments real quick because I don't want the people to not, let's say, mad.
There's also one more tidbit I gotta throw out about episode 1. I gotta make a clarification. I made a mistake.
No, yeah,
booty close up. What butt she got?
Yeah, she does.
That put the glasses and the cape on.
What butt she got going on?
Yeah, I remember when they said she was gonna play Superwoman. I mean, Wonder Woman. I was like the skinny chick from Fast and the Furious.
That's exactly what I said.
But those lips could cure cancer, boy.
And her legs is tall. She got them tall legs.
She's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, she got them tall legs. She got it. She got the legs.
She pulls it off though. I give her. Now I'm cool with it. But at first I was like, what?
You know what makes her hot? She's a former soldier, also.
Yeah.
Like a real life.
Nah, you know who look like they're gonna look real nice in when She-Hulk transformed. I think She-Hulk gonna look real nice.
Oh, Tatiana Maslany.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a little hottie.
She was doing that yoga thing. Yeah, she was doing that yoga print.
Yeah. But let me throw this little tidbit out here, yo.
Hold on, Dave. Dave,
sorry.
hold on. Let's get through the comments first. Go ahead, Ant.
Maybe everyone knows who Superman is.
He said, but don't want to speak up in case he turns evil. Like, listen. All right, hold up. Climax that because the energy on this panel, I had to subscribe.
Thank you, Climax.
Man, thanks a lot.
Thank you, man.
Thank you,
thanks,
bro.
Joe. Thanks.
Yeah, we cover all the major comic book movies and the shows. So just know we're covering all that stuff. Let's see.
DC or
Yeah,
Marvel,
smaller
don't matter.
characters.
You like? Okay, yeah. All right, we're almost done. Bro, if it was called Kate Bishop, I would
But I
never.
mean,
Yeah,
yo,
that's
He
what I'm
your
said, bro,
saying.
climax. Would that be
bro,
the
it was
same
called
with
Kate
Eternals?
Bishop.
Like
I
you would
would
never
never
watch
watch the
Eternals
show.
because you never heard them before too?
Yeah, but that's a movie though.
That doesn't
That's
matter.
a movie.
You never heard of
Yo,
them, whether you heard of them or not.
shows and movies are different, man. Shows and movies are different. You know, I know if something's a movie, it's a Marvel movie, chances are it's gonna wow me. It's gonna give me that explosions, that whatever, right? So I take my wife out to the movies, right? But a show, I gotta invest on multiple episodes, so I think it's a different.
But you
So
still get the
they don't
same.
want Falcon to look like
you know
this. That's what y'all
Oh, that's
saying?
hot, yo.
Oh wow, that's hot.
That's hot.
Yeah,
Why you
so
think
John,
I'm
it's a
the
question.
boss?
Saying why Falcon can't be. Oh, okay. We did kind of talk about that on our show. I'm not gonna tell you to go back and watch it, but you should go back and watch it. But
Yeah.
me and Big Mike did cover we covered all the shows so far, guys.
Yeah.
Every show. And we're gonna
we
continue
did.
to do this now with the whole crew.
Yeah.
But Mike, let's talk about that real quick. I was more cool with Hawkeye being the new Captain America. Personally, I don't have a problem with it because I get that the Captain America is a title, and now he's the new Captain America. Whereas Mike had a little more issue with it than I did.
That's because Mike
and
like
he's right.
Steve.
Before we get to that, yeah, he's right. We covered all the shows, Sir John. So go back, you can watch. The crew has expanded. It was me and Ant at first, then we got Dave, then we got Enoch, we got Chris. So it's been a great like natural expansion for us. So very happy.
Yeah, I love it.
And it all came from them watching the show. Now, my opinion was he was right. I first of all, I like Steve, I like Chris Evans, but to me, and Dave, you can answer this now. You're on this show. To me, Captain America is more just a title you can pass around. To me, like Steve Rogers is Captain America, it's Captain America is Steve Rogers. It's supposed to be Steve Rogers. To me, I can't really buy Falcon as it to me. But what do you think about it, Dave?
I can't buy anyone, and it's not coming from any bad place, but I can't buy anybody except Captain America being Captain America. And that's Steve Rogers.
I can
Steve
feel
Rogers,
you on that.
The reason why is it's a super soldier serum is what made him super.
Right.
All right. I wouldn't be following Captain America, and honestly, I'll be honest, he's one of my favorite heroes in the comics. Like when it comes down to nitty gritty, it don't matter who the fuck standing in front of him, he gonna throw hands. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck whether you Thanos. He don't give a fuck whether you Galactus.
Hey,
he don't
Dave,
give a fuck whether
you know what I used to call you, boy?
Huh?
Dave, you know what I used to call you, boy, growing up? Yo, to me, we called him Corny Cap.
What do you say?
But why? Because you know what? Captain America has that thing. But okay, so
you know what, Dave?
You know who Wolverine is, right?
You always use him.
You know who Wolverine is. Everybody here know who Wolverine is?
Right.
Yeah.
When you command Wolverine's respect, you command my respect, yo. And Wolverine respects the shit out of Captain America. Like,
all right, fine. Let's move on,
yo. Man, let's move on. I just want to see your thoughts on that. Real quick,
sorry.
Real quick, let me get Ian and Chris thoughts on the same topic before we move on. Ian, what do you think about? Well, you already kind of said it. You don't care.
Cap, right? Cap. I just feel like Sam is a good Cap, but I feel like they didn't go too deep like they should have went with, especially with the vibranium suit. He's supposed to have a vibranium suit. Black Panther definitely gave him a whole vibranium suit so he can keep up with super soldiers. If you have a whole vibranium suit and you getting shot at, Cap got to still duck and dodge from bullets. My man can stand there and take some of those
with the wings.
With the wings.
Falcon acquire a hero's super soldier serum?
No. No.
He denies it.
Yeah, Patriot took that. Isaiah Bradley's son, or grandson.
The U.S. Navy.
Yeah, his grandson is actually going to be a member of
the real quick, so we can move on. Chris, how you feel about Falcon becoming Captain America?
Love it.
I did too.
Okay, all right.
I just feel he got gypped. He got gypped on the fight. That's all
I think he's better because he can fly.
All right, so
you think he's better? You think he's better? Oh my God, I'm leaving it alone. Go ahead.
He says, Stadia Pro said her lips could cure cancer. That is what I said. He said, bro, remember Vulture's daughter? Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she was bad.
Let's see.
He said I didn't even notice his dad was in that movie.
No,
so I knew who the Eternals was. Okay. So he knew who they was.
Okay, now that we have the multiverse, none of these characters will ever really be gone. Yeah, that's true.
True.
Very true.
True.
Okay, still haven't seen the
Eternals. You heard Scarlett Johansson's back with Disney already.
Man, she tried to sue. If I was Disney, I'd be like, you tried to sue
go away
us,
from
man.
that money train, man.
Right, you got to get out of here.
All right.
She got she won the lawsuit. She got paid.
Before we move on, I have one clarification I had to make on one of my earlier statements.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
I said we were talking about the watch, and I said that it was like a scroll watch. While we were talking, I went back and I pulled it up and zoomed in on it.
Kingpin.
It doesn't say that, but what it does say, and Mike will notice if Mike's really like heavy in the movies, they use numerology a lot. Like you'll see like a license plate that'll say something, and it'll relate to a certain comic.
It'd be a comic.
Well, the lot number on that watch is 268. So I went and I pulled up Avengers 268.
I know it's a Hawkeye comic,
bro. It's the whole thing is the Kang Dynasty.
Oh.
And him trying to acquire the ebony. Him trying to acquire the ebony blade.
Yeah, guys, man.
So yeah, so
why you didn't pull up Aquaman 268?
Because Aquaman ain't shit. Aquaman talk to fish, bro. The real Aquaman talk to fish.
Pull up
I will drag Aquaman ass on a beach. You better stop. Now dry him off with a towel.
There's Easter eggs for every single number that came up in there.
No. First of all, Aquaman's actually a beast in the comics, more than he is in the movie. But anyway, moving forward. But he's right though, and like Spider-Man, the reason why like there's cars almost every one, like in the new ones, all the license plates are like
the issues,
the issue numbers of old comics.
Let me ask Dave this real quick, off topic, real quick. Dave, don't get too deep into my question, all right? So what's cool is when you play the Avengers game, they have the that section where have all the comic books and all. I bet you go through all of that, don't you? They got all the voices. They actually got all this. Like you could click on it and it actually explains detailed stories. No.
Yes and no. Yes and no. But see, I'm a completionist. I'm not gonna get too deep in this. I'm a completionist when it comes to my video games. Like I gotta 100% it, or else I feel like I didn't beat it. I beat the game 5-6 times before I'll start my quest for completionism. I only played this playthrough once, and then when I jumped to the multiplayer, I didn't like it, and I kind of just put it down and was like, I'm done with it.
Okay, all right.
So I never got that far, but that is something I would love, and it's something I would do. Is sit there and read every little blurb.
Yeah, they got a whole. You gotta check it out.
I would.
Yeah, bro. It's way over my head.
I got a few of them, obviously, just playing through the single player. I got a few of them, and I'm like, that's cool, but.
It's the legit comic book covers of legit.
Yeah. It's the true covers. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta check it out.
No, I know. I got a few of them playing through the single player. You pick them up as you go throughout your quest.
It's hundreds of them.
Yeah, so many of them. I really meant
it's a lot.
And the game was more like Ultimate Alliance then when I first started playing it. I probably would have had all of them by now. To be honest, I ain't gonna lie.
I had got overwhelmed at the gear system till they switched it. I like that they switched it.
That's another thing too.
The gear system is crazy.
It's official now.
Yeah, it's official.
Wait.
I don't know why nobody
guys
gives it a chance.
You know about the big update on the 30th, right?
Right.
So they're bringing Spider-Man, and the raid is coming.
Yep.
So they're finally adding the raid to the game. So serious. Anyways.
All right.
Let's see. Climax said Captain America never backed down from a fight, bro. Big or small enemies, he never backed down. He's still corny.
Facts.
Right. I don't know why they did that.
Facts also. Aqua who?
I feel like he got cheated. I feel like Sam got cheated.
How though, E?
Because Uncle Sam got cheated. Uncle Sam was over there fighting backdrop, and then he had to fly out and leave. He ain't even finish the fight. That's crazy.
He's not as trained, and he's not a super soldier. What are you talking about? Like,
he got wings. Cut that man up, smack him with the vibranium joint, burn him a little bit.
Anyway,
hey, Mike, you see what Sir John said?
Aquaman is an ocean, but he always looks funny.
And you're forgetting, we watched Falcon kill a big monster. I didn't see a lot of people do that.
Yo, here's a little tidbit on Falcon, yo. In the comics, he was a pimp.
Beast.
He was a pimp, like a real pimp, street pimp.
Hey, listen, y'all know
before
we spent an hour and 20 minutes on episode 1, right? And we
so
talk longer than the episode is itself.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Yeah, we gotta move.
Episode 2, EP2. But then it's Sunday, Dave. You gotta watch the Bills lose again. So, but moving
forward, episode 2. So, were you around on Thanksgiving or what?
Anyway, episode 2. We start with that, and it's the same place. Hawkeye in the alleyway with Kate and stuff like that. And he asks who she is. He's not happy. He says you got somewhere they can go. They go to her apartment. They see Lucky, the pizza dog. Once again, he explains to her that was the tracksuit mafia because he knows them from his days of being Ronin and stuff like that. They kind of get a little banter. She's like starstruck, of course, and then we see them outside throwing Molotov cocktails in her apartment, and then him, throwing it back, and her with the arrow. So we're gonna get that whole first scene, Dave, of the episode 2.
That was fire. That was fire. That actually showed them working together for the first time. Showed her archery skills for the first time. And also showed Hawkeye really just surveying and seeing exactly what she was capable of when he walks and sees her arrows and the trophies. Like, he knows he's not messing with no schlub anymore. Even though she told him outside, he knows, like, it's for real. Like, okay, yeah, she's by her business. Yeah, it was dope, yo. And then obviously the scene where he set the guy on fire, that was hot. I'm sorry, it was no pun intended. But yeah, I liked it. It was dope. And then their escape. I still don't know how to escape. I guess they went to the roof and jumped and roof hopped.
It's the dog.
Oh, Dave's all mad now. Dave's not happy. It's a dog right
what?
there.
What
this
about
a dogo,
What's
Dave.
the dog do?
I let this dog.
They rolled the dog out of there?
Nah, this a dogo.
Chris.
Leave the Doge alone.
Chris.
Yeah.
Say what's up to the
What do you
fellas.
think about the first scene, bro?
Say what's up to the fellas, King.
I still, like I said, she's still coming in. Oh, look at the doggy.
Oh,
wow. That's a big dog, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. We're getting off the rails. I thought the first scene was a cool fight scene. With them throwing the Molotov cocktails in there and Hawkeye just throwing them right back. But it still shows the naivety of Bishop, though, because she had a perfect shot on that fire hydrant or fire whatever you call it, and it flew all over the place and just happened to go back out the door. I don't think she planned that. So
Yeah, the Stadium Pro.
It was
All
good.
right. That is true about Stadia Pro, that his wife knows everything. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
I like that.
Yeah. Ant, that first scene, bro. Step back in there.
Yeah, that was cool. I think for me, the way it ended and then the way it picked back up. So you got to figure it's episode 1, episode 2. Certain shows end and then they like a time later. This was cool. This type of show where it ends, cut right back where it left off.
Right.
As if they just filmed the whole thing and then just cut it up, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. And actually, the way it goes, I wonder would they release it as like a whole big movie. But anyway, I was locked in. Again, like you guys were saying, showing like he actually got to see all the trophies. He's like, oh, okay. I think he still feels she can't compare to him.
Yeah, right.
Well, actually, in his head, it doesn't even. He's not even saying like she's a sidekick. She's just some girl he's trying to help, and she needs to calm it down because she this isn't her business, right?
I think it also reminded her how he was when he was younger, right?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know about that.
Like that. I don't think he was like that.
I didn't take that, but I just.
Well, you think he
that,
learned the arch like after he joined Shield?
Yeah, like I think he was like a serious beast in his like Shield agent work.
That's
I'm
why
talking about movie wise.
That's why he was training his daughter. Usually,
you're trying to go comic book verse. I'm talking about movie MCU verse.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about too. Usually, if you're training your kids, it's because somebody trained you when you were that age.
True.
I wasn't thinking about her archery skills. I'm thinking about like her mindset. I don't think he was like that though. I think he was a whole different kid. Whatever before.
I could have sworn Hawkeye was nice like that with a bow and arrow, a gun, a knife, a ninja star. Right. So
he's really a master of all weapons.
It's not just the bow and arrow. That's just his weapon of choice.
Mike, look,
he's really a master with all weapons. He showed us when he became Ronin. Like,
I saw that too.
It's not just bows and
arrows. That's why I laughed earlier. I was cracking up. I saw that.
But I'll finish my scene. So
go ahead.
I'm pretty much done. I liked the scene. I was cool with it.
The first scene of episode 2.
First scene of episode 2. I'm trying to remember what was that. That was
them going back to her apartment.
He saved it from getting beat up in the car. Dragged it back to the apartment. Then they found her where she lived.
Okay. I love how he caught that Molotov.
Yeah.
And threw that thing right back. There's a lot of accurate stuff the way they did that.
He said, "Dog licked my man's entire face."
Oh yeah.
And just climax, just so you know, I actually like the outfit. Me personally, the Hawkeye outfit, Falcon outfit. My bad, Falcon America.
Oh, he
whatever
sees
you wanna
Black
call it.
Widow in her.
Okay.
I mean, right.
Dave, the first scene. What do you think, bro? Real quick.
I just commented on it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So for me, I thought it was good. I thought they I thought it was a good way to start episode 2. Wasn't too much happening. A good way to kind of get more dialogue from the Tracksuit Mafia and see
Right.
how knuckleheads they really are.
Bro.
Stuff like that. So, yeah. So I liked all that. And then I like the way they got together. So then they leave there, obviously, and they got to find another safe house. They go to her aunt's house and stuff. He tells her, she got to patch up. He leaves, go back to her apartment, try to find something. He can't find the suit. I'm sorry, the suit. Can't find the suit. But then he, which is whatever. But then he sees that they have the guy at the that works for the fire department. What's it called? They do
LARPer.
NYC. LARPers.
Yeah,
Like
LARPer.
that. Yeah, LARPers, stuff like that. All right, so he realizes that. He realizes now he's gonna be stuck there for a while. So he tells his kids, "Go home, with your mother, stuff like that. I'll make you back home for Christmas." The daughter kind of overacts to me and says, like, "Well, promise me you'll make it home." But that was a whole other story. And then he goes back to Kate. So after that's not really happens a lot there. Kate's talking to her mother for a little bit when he gets back, and then they make a plan. I think she goes to work, and then he goes to the LARPer place and stuff like that. We see that whole scene with the LARPers and the medieval stuff and whatnot.
Love the grills.
Yeah, go ahead, Ace. You started. What do you think about that all the way up until there? Bro?
Oh, I loved it, man. I thought that was like humane, like for an Avenger. I thought that was perfect for him to be able to go. No, first off, did we skip a part yet? Did we bring up the part where the boy was talking junk on the was that Instagram?
It was something, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was at the
media.
apartment that night after we went there, couldn't find the suit, came back.
Yeah. Well, he put it. Yo, I love how he put it together too. That it was the ambulance. That man don't miss a beat, yo. Hawkeye don't miss a beat at all.
Well, he's a super spy. It's like Widow is. So.
Yeah, so he didn't miss a beat. He put that all together. I love how Girls was on live. Yeah, I'm the real Ronin, bro. Who? Like, why wouldn't that happen in the Avenger world? So I thought that was perfect. They didn't miss a beat with that.
Chris, we think about all the way up to the battle on the not battle, but the whole LARPer thing.
That was one of my favorite parts of the movie because I used to be into that kind of stuff. Of course, I'm an uber nerd. Yeah, LARPing was the shit I used to do in 8th grade.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
It looked like
Dungeons and Dragons is like that, but in real life, like you got your guy in a corner throwing these bean bags at you, going fireball, 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 and if they hit you, you took damage. Bro, I'm not all right. No, I never LARPed.
No. It was just the way you said it. You said
like memories for me, and I thought it was pretty cool when, he's like, I got to do this.
Not there yet.
I fought Thanos. You know what I mean? I thought that was pretty funny. But that fireman Grills, right? He stole the suit.
Yo, Grills, man.
And yeah, and I think Hawkeye's been running from that suit forever, so it's good to see closure on that he got it back.
But the way
I don't think it's closure yet, though. Honestly,
I don't think it's closure.
Well, he's always running from that suit. It seems like in everything, right?
Yeah, because think about how many people tied that suit to him. Not a lot.
No.
Well, yeah. When
they do
wearing the suit, they thought it was Ronin, right? So, but he's just trying to put an end to that. He's trying to stomp it out.
Heck yeah, because if General Ross hears about that, it's a wrap.
Like you said, Ronin made a lot of enemies, right? So.
It would be dope. I know they can't do this, especially now. But if they showed his whole Ronin adventure, like a whole show on that would have been super dope to me. So, but
Thorn with Thanos.
It would have to be super graphic though.
Yeah, it would have to be dark.
It have to. Well, I don't know. We showed him with the sword with no blood. I can keep doing that. I can't. but Dave, did I ask you about the first scene? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like that first scene. I like how they moved it along. However, I started to become disappointed because now they started to just they do in these shows what they call gimmies. Like, how does he know? Like, mind you, this is my little nitpick thing. How does he know that that particular dude in that particular truck was the one who found the suit. That's number one. Like, it could have been taken down to the police station as evidence, being the fact that they found it and it was unburned. But whatever.
Nah,
Then
they
goes back
did
and
detail.
he goes back
Yeah,
and
they
just
did detail why they
miraculously
didn't find that.
finds the one dude on Instagram who has the suit.
Because he was talking junk.
Suspend your disbelief.
Yeah, but a lot of people talk junk. I don't find them all.
But remember, this is an agent. Like you told me, this is a secret agent.
So what? He a master at Instagram? Because he's an
Probably.
Oh,
agent.
Dave.
Yo, he had to go get his
Disbelief,
Instagram
man.
badge at the Avengers Academy and shit. Like,
All he probably had to do was type in Ronin suit, and that probably came up like on Instagram. When you type in one thing, a whole bunch of joints come up.
that's possible. So I'll let it slide there. But then the whole LARPing scene, I didn't like it at all. Somebody said earlier, why couldn't they have just DM'd him? I'm thinking, why didn't Hawkeye just go there, not go along with any of this shit, and just snatch the shoot up? Obviously, old girl's like, oh, it's like it's a bunch of cops or whatever. Like, that ever stopped him before.
No, I think he wants to be as quiet as possible about that suit. He murdered people in that. That ain't something you're just supposed to be out
so
there.
You're gonna let the guy continue to wear it in the middle of Central Park for however long while you're playing the game, running around getting shot by fake arrows and shit.
Like, he ain't let nobody touch him. Nobody got that.
I'm laughing at Stadia Pro's last comment. That's hilarious.
Right.
If you're LARPing, your life is pretty bad to begin with. So he was just trying to make a fan happy.
Well, nah, man. I don't crap on LARPers because, yo, bro, if I was younger, I could have been doing that shit too. Like, I had a lot of friends that did shit like that. You know, it's just that I decided to smoke weed with my life instead of.
Well, when I LARPed, it wasn't looked upon as cool. So.
Right. But even then, I would never shit on somebody for LARPing or anything like that. Whatever floats your boat, whatever level of fandom.
And with that being said,
I would say this: if I see people running around in a park with Avengers suits and shit, I would be like, "Yo, they're bigger fans than me."
Dave Graves.
They are. They're bigger fans than me because, damn, I couldn't do it. You imagine me in the Spider-Man suit, bro?
No, go ahead.
All right, so again, it's kind of like know your audience.
Except imagine if he was pregnant. That'd be me. Like, bro, I'm like 330. I'm 6'3", 330, bro. Like,
so
sorry, man.
So the whole know your audience thing is, I think once I realized the type of show this is, what they're aiming for, the LARPer thing fits right in, right? I'm fair where I can't make something be what it's not. So like, because they set the tone of the show, I'm locked in, right? So the LARPer thing just feels like it goes with the show. I'm not gonna nitpick that because it feels like it goes with the show. If they had like a crazy death scene and somebody's head came off, I'd be like, why? Like, it wouldn't go with the show. So the LARPer scene was cool for me because they showed the flashback when he was there fighting. It reminded him of him being with the Avengers. So I thought that was pretty cool, where it showed, like, you know, the scene, these shots going by there in slow motion. I think that was from Age of Ultron, the very beginning.
Yep.
So that was kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, how did he figure out who the guy was and he seen him online? I mean, listen, he was part of the Avengers. You get the hint that it's the LARP thing. I'm sure he put in LARP. It probably scanned suit LARP. I mean, you could Google right now a couple words together and find something on the internet.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying.
So we could do that. I'm pretty sure. You know, he probably was like searching, okay, the LARP and Ronin outfit, and that video probably popped up. And he was like, oh. So I'm cool with that.
Well, it was either that or a Stadia process right here.
I believe that too. Shoot.
I mean,
you called him Molotov.
No, but so yeah, I was cool with the. You know what's funny, man? So far from the first episode to where we are talking about the second one, I was all in. And I didn't think this was my type of show, but I'm fair because I know this isn't my typical type of show. But they set the scene, so I'm taking it as it's supposed to be. You know.
Yeah, so he does get the suit, you know, back from the LARPer after they make a deal and stuff like that, which is fine, which is good. And I did like Grills as a character, so
me too.
He's in the comic.
He was like the one thing that saved that scene, the one dude that saved that scene.
Hey, Ant, I meant not Ant. Dave, you know
Dave.
he's in the comic books, right?
Yeah, I know.
Grills.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, his name is Grills because he actually grills a lot in the comic book.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
whatever.
Okay,
So,
my boy.
yeah, he literally
Would know his
grills,
stuff.
but
All
on the
right.
rooftop in Hawkeye's building. So
Hey,
anyway,
don't think Mike read a comic book. He saw that all on some video. So just take that clear.
I've read comic books before, bro.
Nah, you ain't know if Grill was in a comic
Yeah,
book.
But did
bro.
you remember Grills from the comics? Or did you remember him from one of these new
Come on,
Rockstar
bro.
videos?
Either way, I do my homework.
Right.
And I not just new rock stars, Screen Rant, Screen Crush. I watch about 10 videos after every show.
Not emergency.
I do the same thing.
Emergency Awesome.
Yep,
All of them.
Eric Voss, Grace.
I
watch all
Grace. Yeah. So,
that voice, though.
but not just real quick, not just this stuff. Every movie I watch, I have to tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. So, anyway, he does get the suit though, puts it in the locker. It looks like to me. Meanwhile, though, we gotta go to Kate. Kate's at the office with her mom and stuff, and then they get another scene with her and the shady Jacques Duquesne, and she's kind of questioning him inside of the office, and he's like playing it off, but not in a good way, if he's evil or not. So he's doing a good job, but not where he actually stands. I feel like. And then she invites her to come to dinner later on and stuff like that, and she agrees. Again, we do see that he does actually get the suit, and then he gives her his number before that. She's constantly calling him and texting him. What am I missing, guys? What happened after that?
She only kept calling and texting him because she put 2 and 2 together with the candy wrapping.
But I thought she was wrong.
No. She texted him before that. The first time she texted him.
She texted him just.
She texted him like, you're right. She texted him after she spoke with her shit.
Yeah.
Right.
He was in the taxi cab.
That was when she started texting him again.
None of you guys feel she was wrong? Like when it came to the candy thing, I felt like their family.
I felt like being the fact
candy.
that your uncle, you might have 1 or 2 in your pocket.
Like, I also felt like that wasn't a good Scooby-Doo moment for me.
Right. I felt like their family, they all eat that.
But Marvel had to think that too. They probably left that ambiguous just so that we could say shit.
Yeah, because I don't trust the mom.
Take some suspicion off of him.
The suspicion has been there since the first episode for me when the mom said she was bringing she was bringing dinner to the dad, and then all of a sudden the dad's dead.
Yeah,
the dad's dead.
Here's what, and now it makes sense. So Hawkeye tells his wife he's gonna do the capture and release trick, the same way Nat did in Avengers, basically. So he does let the tracksuit mafia capture him, stuff like that. Meanwhile, Kate goes to dinner. And she's there with Duquesne and the mom, asking all these different questions. They talk about how they're both good at swords fighting and fencing, which is cool. My nephew, he's 10, he does fencing all the time, so I think it's pretty cool. But in fencing, they decided to have a little duel in the house in the living room, and I think Stadia mentioned that earlier. We see it kind of goes left. And she's trying to get him to prove that he's better than what he is. And in the end, he does kind of prove better than what he is. But the mom is still like riding for him. How do you feel about the whole dinner scene with the fencing? Let's start with Chris this time. Chris?
I like that because she knew that he was, there's something up with him, and she wanted to expose him. But he wouldn't do it. He's playing that villain that, I'm not a bad guy. I don't know anything that's going on. Oh, just parry your sword. You know what I mean? He's just playing it off.
All right, Dave.
Yeah.
That right there. So the whole candy thing, that didn't sink me because I'm like, bro, that's his uncle. Like if he's at his house,
right, I think they all eat that.
The sword fight is what threw more suspicion on him because he was letting her win. And you could tell he was letting her win. The way he was saying, "Oh, you got me," like you just kind of knew. So when she went for his face or his throat or whatever. And he blocked it away. I'm like, that's the swordsman. Now,
that sword was spinning on the floor too.
Yeah, I'm like, in my head, in his mind, he's like, oh no, now she really is onto me. So now I think this is gonna actually motivate him to start taking more aggressive actions against them to achieve his ends. But it was a dope scene. I liked it. It was a very dope scene.
All right, E.
I didn't get that from that scene at all. I got that he was being trying to be like a stepdad, and he was really To me, it seemed like he read something to try to deal with her in a good matter, and she just kept pressing the issue. I feel like he wasn't hiding that he had skills. I just think he really wanted to make it look like she won in front of her mom. He was trying to show love that way.
You think he's trying to do the right thing?
Yeah, I think he's trying to do the right thing. I think she has
Made me feel
that thing
bad.
all backwards. I think she has that thing all backwards.
Yeah, well, he's playing it off.
Because my suspicion came with the dad. So until otherwise I get proven wrong in these next episodes, my suspicions is always going to be on the mom.
All right.
I guess I'm a bad dude
yeah,
because I stomped my son out in Madden in front of her. Like,
on Mortal Kombat, I beat the brakes off my son.
Yeah.
But listen, when my girl son played me, I used to be nice and, let him get a couple rounds off.
Why?
Until he started talking junk. When he started talking junk, then he got thrashed.
You gotta lay him down. Yep.
Yeah, then he got thrashed. But other than that, I used to be like, oh, okay, yeah. Oh, you nice. Oh.
You ever do to let him score so that you can get the ball back and score again? I did that shit so I could get 100 points one time. I was at like 96, and I'm like, yo, I want to score 100 on this kid. So I just threw a pick, let him run it back, and then just put the 100 on him.
I feel you, Stadium Pro, but one thing about being an Avenger, you don't never stop.
All right, so let me jump in there, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm 100% agree with E, my man E Money. I just took it as it was a scene where they're not trying to show him as a villain or anything. He said, I read a stepdad book. He was just trying to let her win. This was the moment where I think they're trying to, if you're thinking he's a villain, now they're trying to say that maybe he's not. So right. I took it as more, it was him, the soft tone to him. And she's so trying to, I think the show's trying to trick you. Like, she's like, I know it's him. And then it's kind of like, is it? But then they throw in the candy and they allude to her thinking that that's what the candy means. So right. I was like, I'm not drawing the same conclusion as she is, but I'm watching the show telling me that this is what she thinks. And now she's trying to catch Hawkeye, but he got taken by the, he do the fetch and catch thing.
See, on point.
But I will say this real quick. My favorite fencing scene in the movie is my guy Pierce Brosnan when he was Bond. In the beginning.
That was pretty dope.
That's my favorite Bond movie too, by the way.
Yeah. That I agree with Ant and E, actually. I think it's like a red herring. I think they're trying to like throw you off on the show, make him look so evil with the mustache and all, the candy, but really it's somebody else, which I think is the mother, like E said. And then you gotta think she would never look at her mother that way because it's her mother. So I think it's kind of like just to like trick the audience a little bit. I forget what it's called, something in writing, but I think that's what they're doing now. But I like the fencing thing. I mean, it was very small, but I like fencing in general, like watching it. So I thought it was pretty cool to see them doing it, in the house they were doing it in.
Okay, just read this. What? Oh, are you done? Sorry, this is Stadia Pro. This is pretty good. He said she assumes he took the candy when he killed him. He's cocky and he winked when showing her the rapper, and then that the fencing scene was pretty intense. And I think her mom got something. She's not that innocent. I think his mom isn't that innocent because in the beginning, why would Armand be threatening her? So something's up.
Right. You see what I'm saying? He threatened her and she ended up dead. Her and the dad had an argument. He ended up dead. All right, man. Listen, I put it together.
The mother may be the villain.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Right, exactly. Mr. Right. That's the word I'm looking for. Stadia Pro, Mr. Right. But Kate don't know that. So we do see Kate though. She does get the candy. She don't get it, but she sees the candy and she thinks that it is him. So she goes to call Hawkeye immediately. The Tracksuit Mafia picks up the phone.
Not immediately.
Not immediately.
She called. They didn't answer. Yeah. She called again. Yeah.
Right. They pick up.
And she was like, maybe I'll call again. Being a pet.
So then we go to where he is kidnapped and quote unquote tied up, and they're like, trying to get answers out of him. And they're like, it's Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop is voting like that. So then they said we were going to tell the big boss, which we see a little later. Before that, though, Kate drops in full Kate Bishop suit with the with her bow and arrow, and then they go to show that the big boss is Echo. So to wrap up the show, Dave, what do you think about that last part of the show there?
That reminded me of that first scene of the Avengers when Natasha was tied up, she was interrogating them, so to speak, and so I like that. It was a nice little callback to that. I like their interaction too. Hawkeye and the dudes. Like he's like,
Yeah.
it's not her. It's not her. Like,
Yeah.
like I love that. Yeah, I think the only thing that's actually missing from Kate's suit is the sunglasses. That's just a personal, nitpick of mine, but I think she'll get them before we're all out. And then Echo. When they show Echo, I don't know, man. My hair stands up, man. It's just, she's one of my favorite characters all time of comics.
Really?
Yeah, like literally, like
She hasn't done that much in the
that
comics,
chick could
though.
fight. She has done a lot, bro. She hasn't has her own book yet, but she's done a lot. Like okay. So I'm a big fan of the Secret Invasion storyline, and she's pretty much the reason why we won.
Oh,
she's
what?
the one who cracked. She's the one who killed the Electro Skrull, which proved that there was Skrulls among us to begin with, which made people start trying to look for them.
Hold on, Dave.
But
Thank you, Sir John. Thank you, Sir John, for joining us. Really appreciate it. We'll be back, with more stuff every week for you. So please, thank you so
from
much.
Albania.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Take care.
Nice.
And make sure you share this with some people.
Yeah. We're getting international over here. That's good.
Oh, we will be. I feel it.
Yeah, were you done, Dave?
Oh no, almost done. But yeah, she's been, like I said, she's been one of my favorite characters for a very, very long time. Her backstory is crazy. And I hope they delve into it a little bit further within the next few episodes. I hope they show like how she became Echo, because it's a really heartbreaking story how she became Echo. But yeah, man, I loved it. I love the way it ended. I'm like fiending for more. I can't wait for Wednesday.
I feel like since she got her own show coming, and this show only got 6 episodes, you still got to have Yelena come in and other people. They might not go into her backstory as much. Not that much time. I feel like maybe they wait for her own show.
You don't think she's the villain, right? Because if she's getting her own show,
she's definitely not the villain. She's more of an anti-hero.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
literally, she was the same way in the comics.
All right, but what I don't like, she reminds me of Quake. Like
she was hired by Kingpin to figure out Daredevil's weaknesses.
Right.
No, she's Kingpin's like adopted daughter after he killed her dad.
She's what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
After he kills her dad. Yeah. But she doesn't know that. So basically, she's unwittingly being a villain. And I think
sorry, Ant. I know we're going through Chris.
All good, man.
Chris, what do you think about that last scene, bro?
I'm hoping we see Kingpin is the big bad of this movie. That's what I'm hoping for. Right. But I have a feeling that Ma Dukes is the real ultimate villain.
Right.
Yeah, that whole scene was awesome. How they were teasing the bros. Who was that other guy who was sitting up that he kept calling the boss?
Right.
I don't know what his character is. Yeah. But apparently he's got a name.
Yeah, he was sitting there. Yeah, you're right. I don't know who that was.
But yeah, they're showing Echo. I think it's pretty cool. And I did a little background on her that she's like Taskmaster, just not programmed, so she can mimic anybody's moves.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool.
It's a little deeper than that. She fights off vibrations.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you saw her.
Anytime somebody makes a move, she can sense the vibrations and know where they're gonna punch, how they're gonna react. It's what makes her dope, yo.
Yeah, but I hope you see Kingpin though. That's all I want. I really want out of this. Daredevil, maybe.
And Ant will then have to watch the Marvel Netflix shows if that happens, because he said once he sees that they connected, you said it on the previous pod, and you said that if you find out that the Marvel shows are connected to these,
I don't want them to do that because I did not like my man as Luke Cage. I feel Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage need a bigger
That's the
budget,
question.
man.
Did you like D'Onofrio as Kingpin?
Yes, love that.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, hold on. Ant, go ahead, bro.
Bro, if they just say, you need to watch this because a character in that show was done really well in a different thing. No. Now, if they say,
find it?
Hold up. If they say these are legit connected, right? And I need to watch these in order to not miss something, then there you go. But if they that connected, then bring them to Disney. Put them on Disney. I'll watch them.
They are,
bro.
Daredevil got the green light already, yo. Like
I know they got the
John
green light.
Bernthal. I don't want to see any more Punishers but John Bernthal.
Yes, he is the Punisher. He
was a good
if I
Punisher.
ever see him in the street, he's
But what
fantastic
about
for me,
Luke Cage?
Here's the thing, Ant, real quick. So if they do bring Kingpin, let's say on this show or another show, you're going to see Kingpin as he already is now, right? But his backstory will be more on Daredevil. So you need to watch that to see why
How he became Kingpin.
Let me ask you a
All
question.
about
What
Hell's
you guys
Kitchen,
are saying is that you're suggesting that the actor who played Kingpin on the Daredevil Netflix
It's going to
will
be
the
on
same-
Hawkeye. That's what they're
Right.
suggesting.
Okay.
He's
Right.
Is
the
that,
whole
Same
cast is
thing.
already coming
is
back.
that
They
fact or
confirmed.
rumor?
That's a
That's a
I
fact.
think it's a rumor.
They confirmed, bro. They confirmed it. They confirmed
You
the whole
say
cast of
rumor,
Daredevil
he
coming
says
back.
fact.
I think
Sounds
if
like
you
it's a
see,
rumor.
if you watch
They
Daredevil
never
and Punisher,
confirmed
you'll
it
be
yet.
good for this.
Yeah, they didn't
Entire-
They
confirm
did
that
confirm
day.
it. They confirmed it with Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox confirmed it on stage.
No,
when he was
we
sitting next
still
to
don't know
Deborah
if
Ann Wall.
Charlie
Yeah.
Cox
Oh
is
my
in No Way
God, yo.
Home. That's fake too. I
That
mean,
might
that's
Yeah,
a
they never
myth.
confirmed it.
They didn't
It might
confirm
be.
none of that.
And there's definitely no confirmation. Hold on, I'm just going to in a second. There's definitely no confirmation. Vince is not for. He never said nothing about being on these shows. So
Nope,
there's no
nothing.
confirmation
Because
about
Marvel will swear you to secrecy. He can't come out and say, "I'm going to be in the
Let
new
me ask you
Hawkeye."
a question though.
Doc Ock
Why
didn't
would
He's the
they
only
sworn to
have?
fact. In fact,
secrecy.
don't you find it
Yeah,
odd that he's the only one not
Apparently,
saying
Jamie Foxx messed up too.
Yup,
Let me
Jamie
ask you a question.
Foxx.
Why would they have a character as big as Kingpin, a villain as big as Kingpin on the show that's only 6 episodes, and then do nothing else with Kingpin?
Because
because he
this
was
is
already
under his
big on the show
jurisdiction.
that had 13 episodes. Which is
Hell,
I
But
mean,
that
they
Hell,
could
had
do that,
nothing to do
but
with this though.
Hawkeye's supposed to be a bigger
it.
character than Daredevil.
No. All that's wrong. I think that they would
false
bring
on
him
that.
on this show, right? But then
Hawkeye
bring
hardly
him
never
back
carried his own
for the-
books.
For Echo.
Hold up,
I
let
hear
me
you,
hear what
Mike.
Mike got to say.
Yeah, I hear you, Mike.
I think they would bring him on this show because he is Echo's adopted father, the one they already got on
Right.
this show. But then bring him back for Echo's show that's coming out. We already know it's coming out.
Yep.
And then
But-
Daredevil show.
But this is why I say it don't got to connect, because right now we are dealing with the multiverse.
Yeah,
We
don't
are
do that.
literally dealing with the
now it's
multiverse.
really
Yeah, you
confusing
could
now.
then you could connect anybody to anybody. At that
Right.
And the last scene, Echo, where Kate Bishop falls in. What do you think about the whole part, bro?
Yeah, so I kind of wish she didn't fall in
Yeah.
and she had more of a grand entrance.
Right.
You know, then he could have been like, "Oh snap!" But then she would have had to get subdued, I guess, if in her own entrance. So I guess it was, that's the only part I didn't like, that she fell in. I would have loved that she like landed and then got captured. But anyway, it's still, the flow of the show was still pretty good. That whole Echo character, you guys know about her. I don't have no clue. So her taking her time to come downstairs was a little weird. Like, yo, you coming or not? Because we got them. Like, I don't know what you're doing. But it still was going with the flow of the first episode with me, because I watched them back to back. So it was still pretty good. I enjoyed it. I just, my only nitpicks, I wish she didn't fall in and she kind of came in with a grand entrance. But then I guess, again, you would have had to make her get subdued and have been kind of like, man, you was a real loser. You just dropped in and then they still got you. They beat you up or whatever. So maybe this was probably better writing. And then Echo just not coming out. I didn't get that part, but I guess she's, I guess a bunch of people was like, oh my God, it's Echo. And, so I liked it.
For me, I kind of agree with you. The first thing you said, like the fact that she, wow, that's hilarious.
That's that
The
crispy
fact
chicken sandwich.
Yes, it is.
The fact that she fell in, I felt like it was two things. I felt like you came to save him. You went and got your whole outfit on and a bow and arrow with no plan. You just fell in or whatever like that. Like, how's it gonna help him? But it also showed her inexperience at the same time. So I feel like it was a little bit of, two ways, because it's kind of showed like she's not ready for what he's trying to train her to do.
We need to keep in mind that this is not a Hawkeye story. This is a coming of age story for Kate Bishop. So they're gonna highlight every fuck up is gonna be magnified. Like her falling through the skylight. It would have been dope if she would have came down and did an entrance and hit it on the head. It would have been a blah if she would have did her little thing and then got fucked up. Her falling, showing her inexperience, is like her learning. She's learning the ropes right now. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And Echo, like you said, it really wasn't much of it, nothing yet. So I guess we'll get more of that in the beginning of episode 2. So I think the show will pick up before it'll be a first 2 episodes. I thought it was pretty good. And before I get to these comments, because we got a bunch of comments now, I'm gonna let's rate episode 2. So E, what do you think about it? Number 1 through 10.
Episode 2. I'll give episode 2. I wanted to say episode 2. I gave that more like a 7.5.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, Chris.
This one was a little bit better than the first one, I thought. So I would say an 8.
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Chris here. Definitely a little bit better than the first episode. It was a lot more action. Right from the beginning of the episode, there was some action. I'll give it like a 9.
Wow.
Like a 9, solid 9. Would have been a 9.5 if not for the drawn out LARPing scene.
He loves some echo, boy.
And
I'm gonna keep it 8.
okay, gotcha. And for me, I thought it was a little bit worse than the first episode.
Yeah,
So,
I thought I was the only one feeling like that.
yeah, no, you're not. And I get it first one a 7. I'm going with 6.5 for this. I thought it was like a lot of I mean, the LARPing was the LARPing, but it didn't really do a lot for me this episode. And maybe because it really lacked action a lot less to me. And I felt like that you know, I want to see more, just a little more, I guess, to me. So but that's our rating. I'm going to get to these comments, and I think the last one was Stadia Pro. So even higher than that. No, it was about Spider-Man, I think. I don't know.
What, him talking about Spider-Man?
Yeah, but it's a bunch before that. Yeah, that one. Yeah, a real Spider-Man. Spider-Man on the way home. Daredevil was dope.
Agreed. Done great.
I agree.
Done great.
They tore Luke Cage up.
Bro, we could play some Marvel Avengers.
Not the first season. Second season, yes. First season, no.
Who?
Luke Cage.
Oh,
I liked first season of Luke Cage. Second one, I agree with you.
I just hated like how they had him fighting all slow. Like Luke Cage should have been walking through walls. Bullets should have been bouncing off, breaking through cars.
The first season,
but
when he went into the dope
it
house.
should have looked a lot better than that. They made Daredevil to the T. Like Daredevil was fighting in them little hallways, staircases. They made him good to the T. Luke Cage should have been done correct, man. There is no way to mess that up.
Well, we're done with this Disney Plus show, Hawkeye episode 1 and 2. As I said before, we'll be back next week for episode 3 only, which seems like we need to do one episode at a time now. but and you know, where our favorites, Easter eggs and tidbits and theories for you guys. For that though, you know, after that we'll do a Spider-Man show the week after that. But for that, man, we're all done for the day, man. Any other thoughts or comments, fellas?
I just got one. I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Matt, who is a producer of Mondo Creepy TV on YouTube. He said he wants us to make a little commercial for our show, and he'll play it in his during his shows. Yeah, he's got like over 1,000 followers, and he does like a monthly show on horror movies and flicks. But I asked him if we could make some kind of promo that he would play it in one of his commercials. So shout out to him. Thank you, Matt.
All right, Ant, can we do a promo to put on his show? What do you think? Well,
yeah, definitely.
Should we talk about this after we get off, so we can really?
Don't leave then.
Get into it.
Nobody leave. Well, anyway, this is our show, Comic Cinema Crew. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks Stadia Pro. Thanks Sir John. Thank Climax. Thank Mr. Urbanwell. Anybody else I'm missing? I think that's all of them, right? And thank you guys again. We'll see you next week.
Later on.
All right. Later.